give you a sneak peek of the spicier one first. So this is a list that I saw another fellow streamer playing, but this was actually based on another player's list. I'm going to give them credit right here. This is TCGG Gaming. I'm not sure which of them came up with it first, but I just want to make sure that some of them get that credit. The other, I believe he is a streamer from Prague, I want to say. I think I'm wrong on that though, but a fellow European streamer. I saw him late last night, early morning, playing. Some take on this. I've made some tweaks to it. I actually think that the lands kill is better, potentially. They were killing through making a bunch of tokens with. There's a creature from the second installment of Phyrexia that I can't recall. Oh, the Chancellor. They were using a couple of Chancellors as the kill, because you do generate a bunch of creatures at the end. And it does give you, if it's in your opening hand, Chancellor of the Forge does give you a token, which is not irrelevant. But I think I want to go for a lands kill, so I've increased our lands count by 1, and I've added Valakutes and Dryads, because there's already a ramp undertone in the deck. I think there's already enough synergy with the help of Risen Reef to just get Valakutes onto the table. So I think I want to try a Valakut kill actually in this deck. The Omnaths were sweet too. Like, he was actually dealing quite a bit of damage just from the Omnath. It wasn't difficult for him to be drawing the card, of course, but gaining the life and making the extra mana and continuing to go off. And this deck just wants to Glimpse of Tomorrow a bunch. You'll suspend it if you have to. You want to cast it through your Cascaders, right? And as you're going off, you're going to hit Goblin Dark Dwellers. And the Goblin Dark Dwellers, if you guys don't remember this card, this is when it enters the battlefield, we may cast target instant or sorcery card of mana cost 3 or less from our graveyard without paying its mana cost. So as we're going off, we're going to be hitting Sifters, which give us more permanents. They give us clue tokens. We're also going to be hitting Seasoned Pyromancer, and Seasoned Pyromancer has the chance to, if we have non-land cards in our hand, will generate elemental tokens. Those elemental tokens will get seen by the Risen Reef. So this deck could even support some of the Evoke elementals. You'll see that in the sideboard I have a few. I'm trying out Endurances. I'm trying out Breakers. I'm also trying out Furies. I do think that we don't want to have hardly any spells at all if we can help it. You'll notice that the current build doesn't have very many spells at all. I might play some Dead and Gone. I might play some Angers, but we want to be very little on that. I'll bring in the Gemstone Caverns when we're on the draw. A second Borrower, because A, it's a permanent, B, it's a bounce. We need to get things like Teferi, Time Raveler off the table, so I like a 2 of in our deck at least. Ley Lines, because we're a little bit vulnerable to hand disruption. Also, some of the faster burn decks or prowess decks, it's nice to have this cushion. Vendilion Clicks are for control or other interactive decks. We just want to strip the... we want to disrupt them if they're fellow combo decks, but we also want to disrupt them if they're a control deck. So I like having some Vendilion Click. So we're kind of a rug-colored splash white for Omnath deck, and also the Ardent Plea. There really isn't any other white in the deck, and I think that's good. But anyways, we'll play this deck later. Let's move on to Sharktank. Let me fiddle with one thing, folks. Face cam, right? Face cam. I'm trying to... One of my buddies had a... the sharks be hungry. What's up, Black Dove? One of my friends who's been watching the stream had a suggestion. If I want to keep the stream avatars, let it be... There we go. Let it be something that we do when we're in social mode, maybe? So I'm going to try that. I think he's onto something. It's my buddy Steve had the suggestion. Let's lock that in place. Oops. No, lock. There we go. Just give me 1 sec to adjust this. I think it's going to overall... Oops. Undo. Lock. I think it's overall going to be a good thing. Just trying to adjust this. I want this to be a little bit bigger. Undo, lock. I'll fiddle with it later, it's good enough. And then I was actually going to diminish or remove even entirely the... He said it was a little distracting when we were in deck tech mode. So I'm going to respect that suggestion. Overlay, lock. Just want to move my Stream Decker. Should we be playing more forces? Oh, that's very kind of you. I'm going to play a 2 of, because we're actually not that blue. Third force might be correct, but I'm not sure. Unlock. At least we're looking at the deck now. Forgive me, folks. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to get this. Nope. Lock that too. Lock that too. Man. Stream avatars. Can I size you now? Okay, it would help if I unlocked it. There we go. I think what I'm going to do is just put it under my face. And we found that to be the right size of my camera. I think. Because I don't cover up any sideboard cards now. Because, I mean, the focus is the decks, right? I mean, the focus isn't necessarily... Not me, and it's certainly not the... there we go. So those can just, like, chill underneath of me. When we're in this mode, they're down there. When we're here. And then when we're in social mode, I think bringing them out is fine. So I'm going to make that change. I think that's a great suggestion from my buddy Steve. Let's make sure I'm not covering up any cyber cards. It looks like I'm not. You can even see that card. Let's move our chat. Although maybe that should just be like there. Because as I curve decks, I can push this over. Somebody type something for me. I think that's good. Yeah, never mind. No need. Like, the chat's just going to go up and down there, and I want to make sure these are all maximized size. They're all maximized. Perfect, perfect. Good. Thanks, Black Dove. I appreciate that. It's funny. I was like quickly like, nah, it's okay. You don't need to, and then you did, and I appreciate it. So hopefully our Brainstones are cheaper too. That's like a little nice thing about Saga Brainstone is Saga pays for at least the first part of Brainstone. We have to pay for the rest. I think I'm going to cut the random spell snare. I don't remember what I was going to play. I was going to play the 4th Typhoon. I think it's important to have 4 Typhoons, actually. Because we're trying to reanimate them. I think that seems like an important thing. Like, instead of having walkers, like you would normally have, that's kind of like our big finisher besides the constructs. So I think it might be smart for me to have more copies. This is a 3. This is a 3. I actually saw a list playing both Breeding Pool and a Triome, so I'm going to try a Triome with a Watery Grave. Because it doesn't need to be Breeding Pool in my list. These are over here. These are all 3s, though. These are actually 2s. So our curve stops, theoretically, at 4. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut the random spell snare. I'm not... I think I just want the play set of Typhoon, just so we can make sure that, like, that part of the deck is... doing what it's doing. We've given up like the Archmage Charm spots for the... Ooh, there's pretty Shark Typhoons out there. I forgot there were pretty Shark Typhoons out there. I'm sure they're expensive. Oh, actually, they're about the same price. I don't think I have enough, though. I only have 1 ticket left. Wow, we maxed out. Okay. I maxed out to get this deck, so it's fine. So we had a very generous donation from Ravencloth. Thank you so much, friend. We're going to jump in and just start Shark Tanking people. So this is kind of a blue-white control variant that we've been working on together. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to suspend... If you need, you can borrow my forces to get the tickets. Aw, thanks, man. No, I think actually 2 of force is correct because I don't have enough blue, really. Like, look at our blue count. Even with the ops, I think we're still a little low. Even with the help of the Seagate. Hey, let me not do all that because I just spent all that time piling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So barely pulling off 2 copies in the main board. And we do have some more blue cards to get to come in. I'm going to cut the Aura of Silence. And I'm going to add something different. Either 3rd Seal of Cleansing or I want to play a card that synergizes with the Archon plan. And like... What are we doing when it comes to the Archons? Well, we want like another cheap enchantment that's useful against beatdown decks or mid-range decks. Man, I don't know. Do we want just like a D sphere? I want something that's lower to the ground, like Seal of Cleansing. But yeah, I have a few more blue cards that can come in. Trying out Test of Talents. I thought about playing the one that counters legendary spells, but I decided against it. Maybe just an On Thin Ice. Now, I'm not a huge fan of On Thin Ice in our main board. But maybe as a sideboard piece, we like it to bring in with Archon. We would need to switch into Snow Covereds, but that's not a huge dealio. Yeah, I think the On Thin Ice is actually really cool because it'll trigger the Archon and it's more removal. And then that begs the question, okay, Bruce Spy, well then shouldn't we just be on Thin Ices in the main board too? Maybe. I'm not playing the Singleton or the 2-of Snapcaster Mage anymore, so maybe we should just be on these, because if they get removed, we get them back with On Thin Ice. Gotta test to see what works and what doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, so like that would give us more synergy for the Archon sideboard plan, which I do want to try out, because I think it's really sweet. The fact that if I just put a Saga into play, if I just play this as a land, I get a token. If I Resurgent Belief back a bunch of these, like, I do think that we're going to see On Thin Ice get countered sometimes, or, you know, Abrupt Decayed, whatever. So maybe we do want On Thin Ices. I don't know how much they are, though. I might not be able to get these. We may have to get the deck back and get it back again. I may even want a Snow Duel. Gotta test and borrow the duels. Well, hold up. Snow Plains, Island. Didn't they printed one of every color, didn't they? Pretty much? Yeah, they printed Glacial. Maybe we want Glacial over the second Fountain, or Glacial. It's going to be a tapped land, but if we're playing this much on Thin Ice, I want to make sure we do it. So I would either cut the Glacial Fortress, or I would cut a Fountain. I think now that we've added this many duels, I could get away with it. Also depends on your basic snow count. Right. Yeah, let's look into that. So what's my snow count? If you want to even count Field of Ruin, I don't think we should. Field and Expedition, I don't think we should. But let's count the, so 2, maybe 3 ice, and a floodplain. These all can get basic. These can get basic island. Maybe we would want the second basic planes at that point, if we're going to play these. So floodplain, all of our fetches, and then the 4 snow covereds. It's 12. I think we'll pull it off. Maybe we want to play second basic planes before I play the first Glacial Fortress. It's not like we're not a Archmage's Charm deck. That's for sure. I saw somebody playing Urza Saga blue-white, but they were still playing Archmage's Charms. I feel like this is a blue-blue deck at best, because you do have a lot of colorless sources. Why don't we play the second basic snow-covered plains if we're going to play on Thin Ices? Makes us a little bit more resilient to Blood Moon, and people will be trying to Blood Moon us more than you would a normal blue-white shell. Right? Like, normal blue-white shell doesn't have this vulnerability. We have this vulnerability to Blood Moon. Oh, that's what I was going to cut the other thing for. I was going to maybe run a Celestial Purge over something in my sideboard. Might just be like the random Splashiok. I don't know if I like the rando Splashiok. Like the random Splashiok, the random Veto. I want to play Gust. I do want to test out Test of Talents. Vendilion Click. I do want to mess with Blossoming. Like pretty much everything else in the sideboard I do want to mess with. So I'd be okay to cut the Splashiok or the Veto to play the first Celestial Purge. You legitimately hate a one-off Ashiok in the board? Alright. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone, Pell. It's gone. You've made your statement. No, I'm just joking. I appreciate that suggestion. Sorry, for those of you that don't know me, you might be like, "Oh, Bruce Pie's getting all angry." No, I'm just playing around. All right, on Thin Ice. That's just kind of how I joke with you guys. Wow, there's 6 tickets right now. Hang on. So let's give the deck back, and then let's try to make it more budget friendly, and I'll try to get us into the on Thin Ices. We may have to cut something somewhere, but Yeah, so let's give the deck back and try again. Doing the shark thing. You notice that I'm not even playing any As Foretold, which might be a mistake. I do own one As Foretold. The first As Foretold might be correct, but like now that we're not even playing any, like we kind of have access to what? More than that because of, thanks to Saga. So kind of in a weird roundabout way, we have more access to just than the 2 of Resurgent. So we're playing a 2 of Resurgent, and I've also got access to the Resurgent through the Tolaria Wests, and because we have Tolaria Wests, we also have access to the Resurgent through the Sagas. The reason I'm adding Sagas to this pile is because I'm playing a map. Now that's a very expensive Resurgent Belief though, right? So we played out a Saga, the Saga got cracked, it got me a map, I paid 2 mana to go get Tolaria West, then I paid 3 mana to transmute for this, then I paid 2 mana for this, so let's calculate that full cost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is over the course of like 3 turns or so, right? Over the course of potentially multiple turns, that's a 7 mana Resurgent Belief. So we need to be very careful that we, boldly say something like, oh, I'm playing 7 copies of this card. Not really. I'm playing 2 copies, and I have ways to find those 2 copies, but I'm playing 2 copies, and that might be wrong. I think the 3rd Resurgent might even be better than the first As Foretold. The 3rd Resurgent might be better than the 2nd Tolaria West, and then we try to cut something somewhere else. They're not expensive, the Resurgent Beliefs. People haven't really figured out that this card's a sleeper maybe yet. In my opinion, I think it is. I've been working on this Sharktank deck in kind of secret for a while, and now I've been working on it with you guys, and I think it's really coming together. Yeah, so Beliefs. And I could be totally wrong. Like I'm human. I could be wrong with that statement I just shared of, oh, I think this is powerful. I might be wrong. I could be wrong. I feel like it's strong. I was just trying to curve the deck again a little bit. Trying to put things where they're activating, like Field of Ruins in the 2s pile, Brainstone in the 3s pile, technically. Because we do have to pay for it sometimes. You have to actually pay mana for it. Test of Talents is strong against the combo deck. Yeah, it is. I like this. Maybe we don't need to change up the sideboard at all. Maybe... Oh, I need to add a 20... Don't we want... Hang on, so this would be 20... How many lands is that? I might have just screwed us, but we have... Hang on, we do have Baubles and Storms, Brainstorms and Opts. I may not be able to cut that many lands, even with like the Expedition map and such. So my land count is... What? Land count is, if you want to count the Seagate... Seagates to help me play my 2 of Force. 23 lands? If you want to throw in stuff like Bauble and maps into that equation, I still think that's too few lands for like a control-ish style of deck. Especially since sometimes we go down a land because of Saga. So I think I want 1 more land. I mean, we could cut a Typhoon. We could even cut a counterspell. I mean, we're more like a Wombo deck. I'm not attached to the playset of counterspell. In some ways, I almost like Cryptic Command more. So it buys us time. Yeah, I think let's try 3rd. I think I just want more copies of Resurgent before I even want the... And let's not cut any of our enchantments now. Let's keep the 2 of On Thin. And like again, like it may not be... This may not be correct, right? Like maybe we're distorting the deck. Maybe instead of On Thin Isis, I may not also be able to afford the On Thin Isis right now. Maybe instead of these, we play that other one that like sacrifices itself. What was it? Soul Snare? Maybe we bring that card back. Because it just has natural synergy in the deck. This one... Like, maybe we just do a 2 of Soul Snare and then the Seal of whatever, just for blue count. I'm with you guys. I'm with you in that they're a little clunky, right? Like, obviously, this deck normally would just be like, oh, we play 3 paths right here, and we have the 3 prismatics, and we're happy. But, like, I think we do need to have more synergy for our build-around card, right? So maybe we go a Seal and a Soul, and then we have another Soul in the sideboard, and then that's our... That allows me to run the 3rd Belief, and then we cut something. And let's not forget we have other early game removal, right? We have also the Explosives. That's a Tolaria West target. Obviously, it's less consistent now if we're only going to play a 1 of Tolaria West, and we need to be very careful if we transmute, if we play this out as a land drop. But maybe not as much since we've added the 3rd Belief. We just hope to naturally draw them, right? So, Yeah, I do think that if we're going to play Resurgent, we want more copies of Typhoon. And we've got the playset of Saga. These come back as well with Surgent Belief because they're already enchantments, which is pretty bonkers. When I realized that, I really wanted to... I got really excited last night, and I was like, okay, let's finish this deck. This is really sweet. Let's get rid of the Glacial. I mean, getting rid of Glacial might even let me play the second Talaria West. Alright, let's finish sending our deck back and getting it over again. Trying to see if there's other places I could cut corners on what I'm renting. Thank you guys for your patience. Sorry, I thought the deck was finished, and of course somebody came in and asked some interesting questions and made some legitimate suggestions. And I do like that Soul Snare, even though it's an enchantment, it does have that like instant speed feel. Obviously, we have to pay for the extra, but I think trying to make our mana base snow covered is painful. A 2 of Basic Plains still might be correct though in the deck. Maybe I should just play snow covereds anyway, because people will start to think about ice. Actually, that's maybe true. Because it's like, oh, you're an enchantment deck. They've got to have on thin ice, and then we're not playing it. Like, the issue with the card is it doesn't kill itself. It doesn't remove itself, which is a problem. We do kind of want them to be removing themselves. So 4 basics. That's not that many. Do we want the first, instead of maybe the second Basic Plains, maybe we want the first Prismatic? Although I feel like Prismatic wants a lot more basics than this. Never mind. Maybe second Hallowed Fountain again. Can't go wrong with a second Hallowed Fountain, I think. It's probably a smart idea. So this looks good. It's 1 land shy of where I think we really want to be, though. So do we cut, like, the 4th Opt? We like Opts just because we are a Terminus deck, but I'm not playing Snapcaster Mages. These are a little weaker here. They were just trying to help with my blue count as well. I do think Opt is a great enabler, though, for Miracles, like if we're going to be playing the Terminus package. So I do think the Braidstones are doing the heavy lifting. The fact that we just keep getting these over and over again off of Saga is awesome. We just keep setting up Terminuses. I love that. That's really awesome. Hey, what's up, Cylon? We're making a few small changes, and then we're going to rock. So bear with me. Maybe it's the 3rd Prismatic ending, even. Play Aluris in the side. I can't play Aluris with the Shark Typhoons. We're so close, right? It could be a Aluris deck, except that this is an enchantment. What else ruins us for being a Aluris deck? The Archon plan as well, but we could... Yeah, I mean, like, Archons and Clicks. There's a few cards that ruin us for the Aluris plan. No, you're fine, Black Dove. That was an interesting suggestion. I could play a Kiera. There is a companion we can play. It's just it's a bad one. It's the it's like Elemental Nightmare. That one, the 3-drop one. We could do that. I don't think I'm supposed to, though. I don't think whatever that companion's name is, Kahira or whatever. Yeah, Kahira the Orphan Guard. Yeah, we could play this. Like, we give up a sideboard slot, and then when I do bring in, if I do want to continue to play them, try out the, like, Vendilion Clicks and Archons and such. Like, we can't do this anymore. But this can be my companion. I mean, like, I'm sure somebody's like, well, Bruce By, you would love an extra card game 1. Sure, but it's a 3-2. I remember there was, like, blue-white decks, like, doing this for a little bit. Where they're like, ooh, let me have this, 3-2 that I can always have. I mean, it's a 3-2 Vigilant. I'm much more into this plan if we play the Shadow Spear. If we play Shadow Spear, which, by the way, Shadow Spear has small, usually insignificant implications for a blue-white control deck, meaning that if I can make my opponent's permanents lose hexproof, it's actually kind of nice from time to time, but that rarely comes up, right? But if we snuck in a Shadow Spear, I'm in. Like, we'll play this, but we're probably just slapping this on a Shark token or a Construct most of the time. I do think that the Shadow Spear is just generally good. I think that the Seal of Removal is worse than Snare, right? If I had to choose between the two, I'd play Snare. And maybe Shadow Spear is just better, because, like, what do we have as targets right now? Map, Bauble, Bomb, Spear, Brainstone. But I feel like we're just getting Brainstones. And, like, that's another thing for us to think about. Like, yes, the Bauble's nice and helps us set up. Maybe we just cut the rando Bauble for our 23rd land or 24th land. I think that Bauble's cool, and it's good. It sets up a terminus, but I think we in our testing we found we were just always tutoring for Brainstone or Expedition Map. So it'd be nice to have these other couple options on occasion, right? And it's okay. Like, I really think we don't need a lot of other cards that synergize with the Resurgent Belief. Like, I think that Saga and Typhoon are already powerful enough on their own. Like, putting this into play is just nuts in a blue-eye control deck, right? There was, like, Aspiring Spike, a fellow streamer who was trying to, hardcast this using, what was it, that Lotus card? We do need to be aware that Kahira doesn't work if I still run these cards, though. So maybe we don't want to bother with this engine. It's a little cute. Maybe I don't even need the Vendilion Click. Like, maybe we just always want to be able to do the Kahira thing. I like this a lot more if we play a piece of equipment. But we need to change up our sideboard. Do you guys have some suggestions? We could double up on things like Aethergust that are good in the meta. We could double up on Celestial Purge. We could double up on Blossoming Calm. Blossoming Calm helps us against Hand Hate. It also helps us against aggressive decks. I did see that as a 2 of, pretty consistent in some lists. They were like, "Oh, this is sweet tech. Let's play a 2 of." So I do think that Blossoming is actually really sweet. It's too bad that Kahira isn't blue, so I could, like, set up the Force Negation. Yeah, maybe we play a second Calm for the the Bolt decks of the format, the Thoughtseize, Inquisition decks of the format. This also has other smaller applications. You can Hexproof yourself when somebody goes off with Valakut. There are other, like, weird things that this does. I don't know if you'd bring it in those matchups, and probably second Aethergust is probably a smart idea. It's just a very good sideboard card right now. And we do have the Seal of Cleansings, right? These have synergy with our engine Resurgent Belief. So cool. We'll try the companion build. I'm missing the Archon plan already because Archon was really neat. Archon was kind of cool in that it even if I just played a Saga, even if I played a land drop, it would make a token, but maybe it's just too cute. It's probably too cute. I mean, it doesn't die to Bolt. It is a 3/4 lifelink flyer. I do like the idea of that card, and maybe that's a better sideboard for, like, a dedicated Enchantress deck. We're kind of like a weird half artifact, half enchantment blue-eye control thing. So yeah, probably one more land is a wise decision. Maybe even just another fetch, because it's nice to have lots of shuffle effects with our Brainstones. I mean, how many shuffles do I have, realistically? Like, cheap shuffles. I'm not going to count, like, the Talaria West or even the Field of Ruin. Those aren't very cheap. Those are kind of expensive shuffles. But they are shuffles. So, okay, we'll make a pile for them, too. Same with Map. Map's also an expensive shuffle. We're just trying to see the synergy we have for Brainstone. These don't shuffle when they go off, right? Nah. Don't think so. It's just hit. Yeah, return all enchantment cards from your graveyard. So that would include the Sagas. Sagas are a cheap shuffle. They're a shuffle that I don't have to pay for, actually, which is what makes them so nutters in, like, a Brainstone deck, is they get Brainstone, but they also give you a free shuffle. This is not a shuffle. It is never a shuffle. All right. So we had 11 shuffle effects. I would, like, 11 cheap shuffle effects, and then only 4 not so cheap. Maybe just another blue fetch. So that's 8 blue fetch. We're back on the Triome off of Ruins. I'm playing a Field of Ruin. Oh, yeah. I don't think we need it. Honestly, Shadowless, like, as we were messing around with the deck, like, as much as I love the idea behind, like, playing Academy Ruins or even playing the one that returns enchantments, I don't think we need to. I felt like the deck just pretty consistently was seeing all of its Brainstones. I don't think we do. That's what's scary about this card. We weren't even really interested in the constructs it was making. We just wanted to get more Brainstones. I think the deck is relying on map too much for either no ruins or only one map. What, Field of Ruin? Do you want me to play a second ruin? I mean, it doesn't get me into white-white, but we don't need white-white for anything in the deck except for Hardcast Terminus, right? And, I guess, Kihira. Do you want more Field of Ruin? Is that what you're saying? Pell says, I think they meant Academy Ruins. I don't think we have room for it. I don't think we have room for a lot of these colorless lands, to be honest. As we were testing, we were having some color issues with the blue-blue, and certainly the blue-blue-blue of Cryptic. Granted, we have a lot of time to set up for the triple blue of Cryptic. I don't think this is certainly an Archmage's Charm deck. I'm not even sure it's a Counterspell deck, because we have been having trouble having blue-blue on turn 2. I do wonder if we should just go back to Remands. I know that sounds so weird, but hear me out. Like, we do have a few hard counters when we need them, but I feel like the blue-blue on turn 2 is just so tough for us. I wonder if we were right when we were thinking Remand, and then I'm more in line with like Field of Ruin and Saga. Like, this is a lot of colorless. I mean, granted, there is another Saga deck, a Blue-Eye Control Saga deck that's floating around that's not trying to do the Shark Typhoon nonsense we are. And they weren't really. I think they were playing one Field of Ruin, so they had 5 colorless sources, and they were still playing Counterspell. I mean, the Counterspell is very powerful. I don't know. I'm concerned to add a bunch of just at least Talaria West is a utility land that has color to it. Again, I think we want either more expedition maps or Academy Ruins. Like, okay, maybe instead of Field of Ruin, maybe that okay. But like, hold on. Did we want which one did we want? Did we determine whether the deck wants this one? Or I mean, the tool. I get it. The toolbox is the artifacts, right? There was Hall of Heliod's, whatever. There was Hall of Heliod's Generosity, which gets back sagas, but it gets it back too slowly. One of the things that's very subtle about how Resurgent Belief works in our deck, just because we're just suspending it. Here's one subtle little synergy that you guys might not be aware of: is it speeds up the saga by a turn. Which I didn't realize until we started testing, because this puts them into play during our upkeep. This goes off. Suspend cards go off in your upkeep. And Saga says at the beginning of... It says after your draw step. Sorry, as this enters after your draw step, add a location. Yeah. Untap, upkeep, then draw, right? So Saga's... it's after your draw step, right? It's your first main phase, essentially, is when you see that trigger happen. So that little synergy is really, really cool that these speed up the sagas that they're bringing back by a whole turn. That's not a small matter. In our testing, we found that was really sweet. So I think one more colored source and yeah, we play the Ruins. Maybe you're right that it's Ruins because Ruins is the toolbox. The Talaria West gets explosives. I'm aware that Saga can't get explosives, but explosives is just really good right now. And we are a deck that's splashing a little bit to already make ending work, so like explosives just makes sense, I think. So let's curve this. This is... Well, no, this is still wrong. We need one more land, don't we? I think we want 24 lands, if you count the Seagate. No. The toolbox... is the lands, map is the key. Play a blue castle. Do we have enough islands for that? It's Castle Ardenvale, right? Do we have enough blue? Maybe we do. Not Ardenvale, sorry. Castle Vantris. Do we have enough blue for Vantris? Maybe we do. We have 3 islands. 3 islands, and then all my duels are also islands. Maybe this is fine. I only need to control 1 island. Yeah, maybe Vantris is... legitimate. It's a utility land that is going to be blue mana for us. I think that's a great suggestion. Alright, let's curve this thing one more time. When are we activating this? It's a 5 mana play. There you go. There's our 5 mana play. These are 1s. These are suspend for 2. Yeah, I think this goes off fast enough that there's no As Foretold necessary. I don't think we need it. It's a suspend. It's suspend is 2. That's not too many turns. So... if we want to activate for Construct, they're here. I'm trying to go worst case scenario with like how expensive things are. Either Spellbomb to get the full value is 2 mana. Shadow Spear is 3 mana if we want to equip it and play it out. Brainstone is 3 mana to get the full value if we have to play it ourselves. Sometimes the Saga plays it for us, and then it makes it 1 mana cheaper to do, which is really awesome. Endings are ideally 1 mana. Explosives is always at least 2 mana, even if it's for 0. Soul Snare is 2 mana to get the full value. Shark Typhoons in our deck, we're just trying to cycle them. We don't really need to make the Shark. It's actually optimized in our deck anyway, because we're just trying to set up the Reanimate. Oftentimes, you just want to do it for 2 and just draw a card. So what about this? I think we like this, right? Alright, my line I see us doing a lot of Saga for map, map for ruins, ruins get West, Saga. Yeah. Oh, no, I totally agree with you. I think that the Expedition map, which, by the way, is in the 3s pile, I think the Expedition map is tremendously powerful, and Ruins is, what, 3 mana to do its thing? Yeah, 3 mana to do its thing, but just, like, look how bloated we are in the 3s. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, Bruce By, you're a control deck. It's fine that you have a lot of things that you could theoretically do for 3 mana, and some of them are broken up, right? Brainstone's broken up into 1 and then 2. Saga, we don't have to make a construct. Oftentimes in a control deck, we're more interested in this being a tutor rather than, and we hold up, like, you know, interaction. We're more interested. What's funny about Saga in this deck is I'm less interested in the constructs. Like, yes, that's like a thing that the card does. I'm more interested in the tutoring, and I'm more interested in the shuffle even than I think the constructs. I know that's wild, but I think because we're a Brainstone deck, I think we're more interested in those aspects of this card, maybe even more than the first construct we make. Because, like, we're just trying to Terminus anyway, right? So that's really, really cool. I think that's a very different angle for Saga than we've seen, maybe, perhaps. And I'm not taking credit for that. I saw another player trying, not on Twitch, but on Goldfish, there was another player out there trying to do Saga plus Brainstone, and I was like, I'm in. I want to do this. They weren't like a Miracle Shell necessarily, I think, but we decided we wanted to be. But yeah, that's cool, Shadows, and I'll have to think about that line. Let's export and try to get the deck. This looks clean. Don't forget we have a Glimpse of Tomorrow deck coming up, either, if not tonight, tomorrow, or maybe this weekend, maybe Saturday night. Don't miss it. This deck's sweet. I'm trying to do a Dryad Valakut kill, which is a little bit different than you normally see out of this deck. Normally they're doing Chancellor kills. This is our 2-drop. I just wanted you guys to see this deck briefly while we're getting the cards for the other deck. Has so many 3-drops, and there's really no way around it in these Cascade decks. These are our 2-drops because you can suspend Glimpse or Wave Sift Evoke, or you borrow something. The list that I saw, there was another streamer, I think he's from Europe. He was working on this, and this is also a tap land. We're not cycling this land, really. It's going to be a tap land most of the time. Yeah, I saw somebody working on this deck, and I just like had to play it myself. So I haven't played it yet, but I think my tweaks might be good. I did like that they added a Singleton Ardent Plea, so I've followed suit. But yeah, you just win with just value. The Garblin Dark Dwellers keep recasting the glimpses, and eventually the way that they were winning was through a bunch of tokens. I'm just trying to assemble Dryad with some number of Valakuts, I think, is what I want to do. So that does make us a little bit more vulnerable to Blood Moon and such. I'm aware of that. Hopefully we'll kill the Blood Moon with an Endurance or bounce it and then go off. Sorry, not Endurance, Foundation Breakers. A little bit of light removal in the sideboard. You see that we have a couple of Furies, a Dead and Gone, and an Anger. I'm testing 3 of Ley Lines because these are also permanents. And you'll notice that most everything in our deck is permanents, right? There are very few things except for the Glimpses themselves and the Violent Outbursts. Even Ardent Plea is a permanent, right? You just want high permanent count because Glimpse of Tomorrow is shuffle all permanents, reveal. I just really liked the look of the Goblin Dark Dwellers, Omnath, Risen Reef feel. Risen Reef has a lot of synergy. That was why I actually wanted to try Dryad of the Elysian Grove in this deck, is because the Risen Reef was just giving him so many lands. It was crazy. He was just putting so many lands into play. I'm like, why wouldn't you just do a Dryad Valakut kill? So that's kind of where my mind is at. So we'll see if it works. It's a lot more tapped lands for the deck, though, to maintain. And we might not be running enough lands. We might want to put the Gemstone Caverns into the main board instead of the Brazen Borrower. Maybe we only want to have these Brazen Borrowers for when we know. Because like you could trim like a Seasoned Pyromancer or two. There is some wiggle room. You could trim like a Dryad. You could trim some number of Spyros. The Spyros have great synergy for the Risen Reef as well because they're making elemental tokens. That was really cool to see. Yeah, I mean, maybe you mainboard the Caverns. I kind of prefer to have it in when we know for sure, though, that we're on the draw. That's just my 2 cents as far as this archetype. I'll screenshot that for you guys who want to be working on this deck. It's not that expensive, actually. The most expensive part of the deck is the Spyros and the mana base and the endurances, right? It's actually a very cheap... I found it to be relatively cheap. I wouldn't call it a budget deck because you're a 4-color Omnath deck. The reason was because Chancellor's both a free permanent and a win con. Yeah, I mean, I might still play, like, here's something we could do. Like, I might still play the first Chancellor, right? And cut a different land to squeeze in the Caverns into the main board. And then, like, we cut, like, a random, I don't know, Foothills. And then we play Chancellor. Bringing this to F&M is a war crime. I think the first Chancellor is fine, because as you're looping, you don't mind hitting it. I think it's maybe the weakest card in my mind, but maybe I'm wrong. You know? But, like, I feel like that deck was just hurting for another way to kill, and I think I found another way to kill that I might prefer. Because, like, you're not hardcasting this guy. The only use of this card, like, you could even hardcast Goblin Dark Dwellers if you're up against, like, a control deck and you want to try to keep going off, right? But, like, Chancellor, I almost would rather just have, like, also, like, a, we have a lot of elementals. Well, no, we have a lot of different creature types. Never mind. I was considering Cavern of Souls, but I changed my mind. Yeah, like, I'm with you. The Chancellor is cute and, like, is technically another way for the deck to kill, but I'd rather just... Shadow says, I feel like the deck's hurting for a way to put permanents. Yeah, and, like, the deck hasn't really found a way to do it yet, besides Garden, Land Drops, and Wave Sifter. I do want to see if there are more cards like Wave Sifter. Wave Sifter is evoke for 2 permanents. We get 2 clues. Yeah, I do think other than Land Drops and Garden and Wave Sifter, I mean, that's where the Chancellor is nice. But you need them in your opening hand, right? What about Mog War Marshal is a 2-drop and it interrupts the Cascade combo. Yeah, what we're going wide with is, again, if only Seasoned Pyromancer was 1 less mana, but then it would break the combo, right? We need more stuff that's like Wave Sifter that's like an evoke and it like puts something on the table. Maybe Goose? No. Goose stops the Cascade combo, guys. Evoke. Yeah, it needs to be 3 and up. I don't know, we could play that Treasure Spell. Oh no, that's 1 mana. I don't know, are there evokes that put stuff into play besides Wave Sifter? I do think the Wave Sifter is actually... I saw the deck work... I mean, I haven't played it myself yet, but just from what I saw... I mean, there's Vesper Lark. That's a 2-mana play. That's a 3-mana thing. This gets Risen Reef back. Maybe Vesper Lark is sweet. I mean, we can't play it on turn 2 unless somebody, like, thought-seized my Risen Reef, but maybe this is wrong. It only hits... It doesn't even hit Wave Sifter. It only hits Risen Reef. Never mind. Strike it rich. Yeah, it's not enough mana. Yeah, none of these, like, make tokens, do they? Maybe that's a good thing. Otherwise, this deck might be more popular, right? Revelark is a bunch of mana to do its thing. There aren't any evokes that just, like, make tokens? There's gotta be some. Yeah, it's for a reason. Are there no evokes that just, like, make tokens? What about the split cards? Yeah, we could do split cards that just make tokens. Creature token, and then look and see if there's split. Like, yeah, I do want more turn 2 plays. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Spyro is sweet as you're going off, that it causes Risen Reef to have some synergy. There you go, we'll just be a Titania deck. I'm not even kidding. This could also be another way that we win, by the way. I almost like that idea more than the Chancellor, but just hit some fetches. Anyway. Although they'd be tapped fetches, right? Don't they come into play tapped? Never mind. Beck and Call? Beck and Call is too much mana, though, isn't it? I want it to be, it makes tokens on 2. I want to make a token, but I want it to be some, yeah, I want to make tokens. I want, like, another card like Wave Sifter. I'm down for maybe playing some number of Chancellors, right? But I just, maybe to the point where I'd even cut the 3rd Spyro to play the 2nd Chancellor, but I think I'd rather, instead of playing that, I just want more cards that make tokens. Isn't there also one from Amonkhet? Yeah, it's like a white spell that has a black other side. Isn't that like 2 mana? This is going to take me forever to find. Amonkhet, huh? Amonkhet. If you're confident, let's look it up. Set. More confident than I am. I'm just literally looking through creature tokens forever. That was the set that had the some of the split cards. Hey, what's up, Mr. Lee? We're going to finish Sharktank first, but I just wanted to work on this deck a little bit more so that we can... I want to go from league to league, if possible. What time is it? 6:40? 49? It's not Amonkhet. What was the, was it the other part? It was Hour Devastation is the one that had the split cards? Was it Hour? I thought Amonkhet did have some split cards. Did I just go over them? Did I just skip over them? Yeah, this list is a lot of fun. Okay, this is where the split cards were. Okay, which one of these made tokens? Wasn't it like a random black-white one, or... No. Start to finish? So that's 3 mana to make tokens. I want something that's even less, because I'd rather just be playing Season Pyromancer then. Is there something else like Wave Sifter for the deck? Or even like a 1 mana token even that doesn't interrupt the cascade. Start to finish. This is so close, right? We're not a black deck either though, so we don't benefit from the backside, but this is like really close, right? We're looking for make tokens for 2 mana. Like make permanents even. Like we're fine if it just makes permanents. There's the bird one from Modern Horizons. What's the name of that? Supply and Demand. Tireless Tracker? Yeah, Tireless Tracker could work too. This isn't gonna work either. Revival brings back Sifter for 2 mana. What card? What revival? Oh, that's spicy. White is hard for us, but this is actually a neat idea. Yeah, 2 mana, bring back something. I don't know how we get the thing in the bin. That would be like, yes, it's 2 mana, and that would be something we could do later on in the game. I did think about like Skyclave, but the fact that it's white's tough for us. Tracker works though. Yeah, no, it does. I'm not playing Omniscience in this build. Battle Screech, but I'm not in the right colors. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, maybe there isn't something that is a split card that makes a token. We'd have to like look throughout all of Magic's split cards, wouldn't we? And let's remember it's not a permanent, so it does kind of it's a dud if we hit it on Glimpse. Maybe we just leave the deck as it is, and yeah, maybe you guys are right. Maybe I should just load up on Chancellors, even though I want to try for the Dryad kill. Because Chancellors is something that makes a permanent. It's a very vulnerable permanent, but so are the... Like, what I like about the Wave Sifter is it's not vulnerable to my opponent's removal. The tokens that it's making, very, very little is going to hit those tokens game 1 anyway. So, like, that's another issue I have with the Chancellor plan. I mean, I'm all for bringing down our curve. I mean, are there adventure cards? Hang on, adventure. That's how we're going to do it. There's an adventure card that makes tokens. I just remembered the card. There is an adventure card that does what we want. The Beast. Yeah. The Beast. There we go. We figured it out. Yeah. Lovestruck. It's 1 mana to make a token. Yeah, get out of here, Chancellor. Move over. This is where it's at. Lovestruck Beast. There you go. So it's a 5/5. We should always have a 1/1, right? We've got Pyros too. We've got Risen Reefs. This is perfect. Now again, like this is vulnerable, like the Chancellor. I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, but Brew Spy. What about when you're going off? No, I'm with you. I might even like Spyro less now. And we don't need the playset of Lovestruck. I just wanted something else for us to be doing in the early stages besides tap lands and Wave Sifter. Alright, play Clones, play Avenger. Oh, Avenger. Yeah, the 7 mana guy. and then played Tracker. I actually do like the clone lands. Because you can even clone, you get double Omnath triggers. You get double Risen Reef. What about Hard Evidence? Is it 3 or more mana? It's 1 mana. Sodek played Chancellor. Yeah, we could play Chancellors. I'm trying to go for a different kill. I'm trying to do a Valakut kill in my build of the deck. But yeah, I am aware that Soda was doing Chancellor. Curious Pair works too. Does it? Because that was something that the deck was hurting on, was just like developing and setting up. Yeah, Curious Pair also works. You know what? Actually, oh no, Curious Pair doesn't work because it's 2 mana. No, that ruins us. Aren't you looking for something that makes cheap token permanents? Sorry, lol. No, you're fine. I am. Let me put the stipulation on, though, Audacia. So we're a Cascade deck that's trying to cascade into Glimpse of Tomorrow, so I don't want something that Magic will count as CMC 3 or less, other than the Glimpses. So that's why we want Lovestruck, maybe, because Lovestruck counts as a 3, but it's a 1 mana play. Adventure isn't added to mana value? No, it's not. This counts as a 2-drop. No, it's not added. Yeah, Curious Pair is 2 mana, but it has a 1 mana mode as well. Lovestruck Beast is a 3 mana spell, but it has a 1 mana spell as well. I think Lovestruck Beast is like really awesome, because that's the issue with this deck, is it just has tons and tons and tons of things it's trying to do on turn 3. Trying to slim us in ways that I maybe shouldn't be. You thought Lovestruck was mana 4? Venture's not quite a split card, so it doesn't have the... Oh, it's Sanator. Thanks for the raid party of 6. Thank you, my friend. It's Sanator. How are you doing? What's up? Thanks for that. Thanks for that raid. Yeah, so let's try the Beasts in our build. I think the Triumph's going to fix our mana a little bit. What about just play Warp World? I'm trying not to do Chancellor. I think we could maybe kill with just Valakuts and Omnaths and Risen Reef, draw our whole deck. Now, I'm sure somebody's also going to say, well, Bruce By, you have to have at least 1 or more Valakuts and you have to hit 1 Dryad. I'm with you. I think we still want the playset of Dryad if we're going to do Valakut at all. Like, this deck also just, like, makes lots of land drops sometimes. Just if you hit, like, a bad Glimpse, but then that Dryad fixes that as long as I hit a Valakut, right? I wouldn't go as deep as playing Vesuva to copy the Valakuts, but the look at this is like really exciting to me. And I'm sure somebody else is going to be like, but Bruce By, like, Seasoned Pyromancer is a really important piece of the deck. I know, it might be more important than Plea, the first Plea, right? It might, like, the 2 of Spyro might still be better than the first Ardent Plea as well. Yeah, this is a spicy list indeed. All right, so let's leave it like this for now. Let's try 2 Spyros, because I do think it's important to the deck, and let's just play the quote-unquote better Cascaders, which is going to be Shardless and Violent, and let's play Lovestruck Beast. Just, it gives us something to be doing in the early stages of the game besides tapped lands, suspending Glimpse, and Wave Sifter, and I think the deck is very hungry for early stuff. I mean, maybe the first Chancellor is still better than the second Spyro. Maybe the first Chancellor is better than the 4th Dweller. No, we want the playset of Dwellers. It gives a lot of consistency to the deck that's very inconsistent. It gives consistency to the deck that has otherwise been, in my experience, inconsistent. Now to clean up your sideboard, just cut these. There you go. That's a 15. Let's play a 2 of Spyro. It's also a red card for Fury, and I do want to play a couple Furies. Our green count's fine for Endurance. Green count's great for Endurance. It's the Furies I'm worried about. But if we're bringing Fury in, I'm also bringing in these other 2 burn spells probably anyway. The Dead and Gone and the Anger. So the red count for these will probably be fine. I don't think we have anywhere near the right amount of white count. I do think that the what was it? Somebody suggested I play the clone. I do think that the clone is actually a good idea for consistency. The mirror pool or whatever, because it's extra Spyros, it's extra Risen Reefs, it's extra Sifters, it's extra Omnath. Because you can copy the Omnath and still get all the triggers because they see each other. You just can't do any fetching. I think that Mirror still lets you double up on your Omnath triggers. I think. It would also give me an extra Goblin Dark Dweller trigger. So we go off and then we go off again. I do think that the mirror... Whose suggestion was that? That was a great suggestion. Glasspool. Alpha AI. Add the clones. Yeah, I don't think I want to play... I want to just kill through drawing lots of cards and killing them with Valakut. But I do think that it might be important that we have these other ways to kill besides just the value plan, right? Like, our beatdown plan's pretty weak, right? It's like we have, like, 4/4s with Menace and 4/4s with abilities, and, like, we have a bunch of 1/1s and stuff. So I do think that, in that sense, like, a Valakut kill for this deck is as cool and maybe innovative as it is, and maybe the next step of this deck. Yeah, it's a Glasspool, actually. Yeah, I think the first Glasspool is a really clever idea because we have lots of time in the early stages of this deck. There's a lot of empty space in the beginning of this deck's turns. That's just an observation. I've watched it played out. There's a lot of empty space for playing out tap lands. There's just a lot of room for it. So that's why I don't think it's crazy to play this many, because there's a lot of time for just tap land go. Tap land go. Like, if we don't have the Wave Sifter, playing tap land is probably better than suspending Glimpse of Tomorrow, right? Yeah, we should play some number of Glasspools. Like, Glasspool might even be better than this number of Spires. I mean, Glasspool might be better than playing a playset of Lovestruck either. Right? Lovestruck is no Wave Sifter. It's a lot weaker. It's worse than the Colony Garden because Colony Garden is 2 permanents, right? Maybe as cool as the idea of Lovestruck Beast is, maybe I still just don't want the playset. What about Ephemerate? Ephemerate ruins the combo too. I'm sorry. I've had to say that so many times today. I'm so sorry, friend. So I wish we could. A Glimpse of Tomorrow is what we're built around, and we're doing the Cascade thing into it. Actually, maybe we should play the extra Cascader. Especially if I'm not going to play the playset of Spyros. I'm going to cut another... I'm excited about the Lovestruck Beast. But let's be reasonable and let's play the extra Cascader first. Shadow says, I think you need 12 ways to make extra permanents before turn 3. Okay, what are they then? We need 12 ways to do it. Okay. So let's see. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 10 so far. I mean, do we just not bother with Spyro? I feel like Spyro is awesome. But, yeah, I'm trying to respect what Shadowless is getting at here. Yeah, maybe we don't have room for the extra Cascader. Maybe we don't have room for the Spyros. I think Spyro is good, though. No, you're fine, Bellicor. It's a Cascade deck, so it's kind of a confusing way to build. So do we just want the 2 Lovestrucks? I don't really want to play the Chancellor kill, but maybe I should be. Maybe I should play maybe I should do the 2 of Chancellor. After all, even though it's not the way that I want to kill, it is a way that the deck kills. So that would be 12. 2 Lovestruck, 2 Chancellor. But I have to have the Chancellor in the opener is the problem. Alright, I love 4 Glimpses in the Treasure Plan. You can balloon and just recast Glimpse 10 times. Oh, like Tireless Tracker. I think we're more like a Risen Reef deck, though, which is why I still kind of... Like, I almost would rather play Spyro than the first Ardent Plea, but I get why he started playing Pleas, because, like drawing 2 cards is only so good. I need to, like, go off. It's more important that we go off a lot of the time. So maybe it'd just be better just to have the extra Cascaders. Alright, the deck should be leaning super heavy on your opening hand. Needing it in the opener seems reasonable. I think you have more lands now than elementals. Yeah, and I think that's important. We're actually more... I want us to be a lands deck instead, right? We're an Omnath Dryad deck. I'm less interested in the... And again, like, maybe I don't have enough elementals now, right? That's a very true statement. But the Risen Reefs do give me extra lands. So, like, we're actually a lands deck the way that I'm trying to build the deck. Risen Reef puts lands into play. Omnath draws us a card and makes us mana, benefits from the extra land drops. Dryad is going to let me play an extra land and also gives us the Valakut kill. So I do think, I'm not sitting here saying, ooh, I'm an expert on this deck. I actually haven't played it yet. I've just seen it played, and I am trying to innovate on it. I mean, could we be so bold as to cut a Dweller? Probably not, right? Could we be so bold, like, if we're doing the Valakut kill, could I get away with 1 less Dryad but still play the playset of Valakut? Because Valakut... Well, Valakut doesn't do anything without Dryad. Dryad doesn't really do all that much without Valakut. Now we play the playsets. You honestly think 3 Dweller could be reasonable? Alright. Is that the first Spyro? Is that another Ardent Plea? Alpha says I would cut plea. Really? So you want to just play a 2 of Season Pyro? Is that what you're thinking? I mean, Season Pyromancer is just an excellent turn 3 play if we're not ready to go off. Or we don't have Dryad. Like, this is the ideal thing to do on turn 3 if we're not doing these other 2 plays. I don't think you need to try to bum rash the Cascade. You can win via Omnath and just casting some spells. Yeah, and if we're playing Love-Struck Beast, we do want more things that make 1/1s, and Spyro does that. That's true. Chancellor makes a 1/1 as well. Yeah, if we're going to play this card, we do want it to be able to block, and it can't attack, right? At least it can still block, even if we don't have the 1/1 yet. Living End deck doesn't play that many Cascades, and they just want to cast 1 spell. Yeah. Okay, maybe we don't need the extra plea. That was something that they were doing, but maybe it wasn't right. And as good as Dark Dwellers is for like letting us go off multiple times, it doesn't aid in our setup, right? And neither does Omnath, right? So like let's remember that fact, folks, that Omnath and Dark Dwellers don't really help with the setup. I guess Omnath does, kind of. But realistically, I don't feel like those cards do the setup part of the deck. It's cool that Chancellor's both setup and also kill. Maybe I was hasty to cut this card down. Maybe we just want the extra angle. If you're wondering why is Chancellor potentially a kill for this deck, you make lots of creatures, and then the Chancellor of the Forge make lots of creatures because we have lots of creatures, and then we just give them all. You stack your triggers properly, and you get an extra Anthem off of the Violent Outburst, and those tokens it's making have haste, and you actually just kill them, kind of like an Empty the Warrens kill. Alpha says, in my opinion, I've seen this deck so many times. Have you seen the Goblin Dark Dweller build though? Omnath will more often. Alpha, have you seen the Goblin Dark Dwellers edition, though, before? Loaming Shaman? Ooh, that's spicy. Loaming Shaman to reuse the Cascades. Alpha says, yeah, and Sodic played it yesterday. So, even with the playset of Goblin Dark Dwellers, it didn't give the deck the consistency we were hoping for. I mean, we could just do the Omni build. There's an Omni build that plays like Griselbrands and Emrakuls and Ionas and Void Winnower and all sorts of spicy stuff. Void Winnower because it's a win con that's also attached to like a Chalice of the Void effect, sort of. It 5-0'd. Oh, did it? But you think Omnath is going to win more often? Weird. Oh, an Omni build 5-0'd? Yeah, I mean, like, maybe this is just not the way to go about the deck. Sure, I was more excited about this version, but maybe I shouldn't have been. Oh, no, you're talking about Omnath? No, I know they're no joke. I know that Omnath can just be a win con in and of himself. Yeah, the Omnath kill. Oh, you're talking about how Omnath was what was killing more often? Okay, so you're with me that... yeah, okay, I'm with you now. I thought you were saying Omni is the Omniscience build of this deck. Okay, yeah, because you just loop the Omnaths and you just kill them that way, right? Yeah, I'm with you, Alpha. I'm with you. Well, I do need to make a cut somewhere if we're going to test Glass Pool. Yeah, they're no joke. I do think the Omnath triggers are sweet. I mean, is it like... Okay. So, places we could cut. Pyro, I do want to test the Love-Strucks, but places we could cut, this 11 somewhere. But Avenger opens the door for you just to loop the deck, though. What, Avenger of Zendikar? Aren't there other cards that are more mana efficient that just give us lots of tokens? You're interested to test the Love-Struck Beast for sure? Yeah, I'm with you. Maybe you're onto something with the Avenger of Zendikar. Maybe we try the first copy? Some really weird arts on this card now. I just want the one that you guys will recognize, I think, whilst we're comboing. I know it's not the original set, but that's the original art. Yeah, maybe the first Avenger's sweet. I'd love to know you're looking at Tracker also who makes treasures. Yeah, Tireless Tracker would make a lot of treasures, right? Wouldn't Tireless Tracker see the... Wouldn't Tireless Tracker see all the lands coming in because they come in simultaneously? In the same way that Dryad is spicy. Oh, not Tireless Tracker? Oh, the new one? But wouldn't you rather have Tireless? Why do we want the other one more? You forget his name? There's one that makes treasures. Aren't you talking about the construct guy, the 3-drop? The only advantage of Provisioner would be the free mana. Oh, Provisioner. Well, free mana we're interested in, actually. What about Manufacturer? Make a food token or treasure token. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're more interested in the mana, aren't we? Hang on. Hang on. Hold up. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. My man is dreaming. Provisioner, like, is that what we want? We just cast our whole deck. 3 mana Lotus Cobra, so relevant. Is that what we want to be doing? We could also play an assembly manufacturer. If we're gonna play assembly manufacturer, we need more. We would need more synergy. At that point, we would be like a wave sifter, tireless provisioner, tireless tracker, manufacturer deck, right? Memes for dreams. Which we would have to cut the Valakut kill, which I might be fine doing. I mean, like maybe. Hold up, I might be willing to do that. If that's the direction the deck wants or needs to go, I might be willing to do that. I mean, maybe the Risen Reef isn't like what we're supposed to be doing either. I know this like has a chance to make us more permanents, but maybe you guys are right. Maybe like a tireless build. 1 Loaming, please. What, Loaming Shaman? Is that better than Endurance, or is it because we want to loop the... Hold on, maybe you guys are onto something. And then we just try to make it a Chancellor kill. Just play a 2 of Chancellor. I'm down for heading in a different direction, potentially. You think Reef is wanted with Provisioner, though? Is it? Because this has a chance to make us another permanent. It doesn't always. I get that it has some synergy. We have to add a lot more lands, by the way. I know I just cut 4 of our lands, so I'll fix that. But I also don't know if it's a 24-land deck. Or actually, we have more than that because we added a Glasspool. Is Glasspool the other tap land we want to be playing? Play 1 Avenger and play a Chatterfang? Chatterfang. I mean, I'm just going with you down this path. This is the if we make more, yeah. But it makes lands with Provisioner Tracker. You get more than 1 permanent. It makes lands with Provisioner and Tracker. The idea is your board state's trying to balloon to keep looping the glimpses. Well, yes, I'm into looping the glimpses to the point where I do kind of want the 4th Goblin Dark Dweller, don't we? Or do we not need it? Maybe it's hasty for us to... This is hoping to make us a token in the early stages. Play the 4th. Okay, yeah, because it adds to the consistency. So we're killing with Omnath, and we're killing with the token kill, if this is the way we're going. I do like the Glasspool Mimics. Do we just want to play more of that for consistency's sake? Well, what were we hoping to copy? I guess we're hoping to copy Chancellors. We're hoping to copy Provisioners, the Tirelesses. Maybe the 4th Omnath. More clones. Not sure why Avenger would be better than just Chancellor. Yeah, I'm not convinced either. How many lands am I playing now? That's 23. I mean, that makes our mana a lot worse. Well, so did the Valakuts, in fairness. They were only a single colored source. Like Gardens and Mimics. Like Garden and Mimic helps us for Wave Sifter and Shardless. We would still need to find a red source for here. Our mana's a lot cleaner though, right? Like, look at that. Like all these 3-drops we're trying. Did I miss the Replenish deck again? No, you didn't miss it. We're working on this deck for a little bit though, because I have a lot of people that are excited about it. And helping. Yeah, I thought the Valakut kill was actually what I wanted, but maybe not. I've seen some glimpses. In my opinion, not sure Avenger will get more tokens on average, says Alpha. Are we just testing it because we want to see? I mean, I do just like having more Chancellors because it just adds to our early game. I don't know. Avenger makes more tokens than Forge, though. It does. Well, it's cool that we have some legitimate 1-drops. Risen Reef. I thought that we were moving away from Risen Reef. I thought we were on the make lots of clues and treasures and whatevers. Is search for tomorrow player here? Search? Oh, search for tomorrow as a ramp spell? Maybe. The problem is it's not a permanent, so it's a blank on glimpse. Just play the manufacturers. I think the first manufacturer, much like the first Chatterfang, isn't manufacturer sweeter than Chatterfang though? Because like this guy makes, if I make a token, I make also a squirrel. This guy is, if I make anything, I make more of all the things. Why am I running the Loaming Shaman? I still don't understand it yet. Is that to shuffle the glimpses back in? Well, but like, we're already playing 7 glimpses, aren't we? I don't want to shuffle the glimpses back in because we want to cast them with Goblin Dark Dwellers, right? No, you're playing 3. I'm playing 3 glimpses, yes. But don't we want them to be in my graveyard so that we get to goblin them? Glasspool doesn't work with glimpse, says Equinox. Oh, does it come in as a land? Oh, that sucks. I want to go back to my Valakut kill, guys. I do think that Provisioner is really cool. I kind of want to go back to the Valakut kill than some of this idea. Wait, Alpha says why would it be a creature? Pool enters as clone. Shadow says pool only enters as clone. Equinox is confident that Glasspool doesn't work with glimpse. Well, but the front side of it is the creature, though. Hang on. The front side of Glasspool is a creature, though. The front side is the Mimic. Are we sure that you're right? Alpha says I think he's mistaken. And it's chooses, so there will be something for it to choose unless we have like a terrible hit, which I doubt we would. Okay, cool. It works. Cool. He just said it so confidently, right? Yes. All permanents enter the same time, so you can't choose anything since it isn't on the battlefield. Has anyone else confirmed if Mimic works with this combo yet? Equinox is very confident. I'm not sure that Alpha's right. Not true, though. Warp World works with Clone. Okay. Might be a Moto bug even at that point, Equinox. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's not supposed to work, because I'm not sure. But we have some folks in the chat that are fairly confident that it does, so let's give it a try. Define works. Oh, I want to copy... What? I do like that this just makes me a bunch of extra mana. Guaranteed. Like, the problem I had with Reef, don't get me wrong, I think Reef might still be correct. And Reef is also just drawing lots of cards. But the issue with Reef was that it wasn't, the lands were tapped. Unless I have, like, something weird like Amulet, which we won't. In paper it works, Moto's another ticket. Yeah. Let's give it a whirl. I think we need a demonstration now. I'm probably going to finish my Sharktank deck, because that's what I promised my stream first, though. But, okay, so maybe a weird, like, tracker manufacturer style of this deck is maybe better than the Pyro plan? You've judged with Warp World, Clone, Copy Avenger, it works. Just judge calls. Just hashtag judge calls. We'll come back to this deck later. I'm going to leave these in the think pile. Well, I can figure out my sideboard from that. Alright, let's work on this deck. Where were we at with this? We were considering playing a... what? Reef fills your hand unnecessarily. Yeah, Reef like gives you like an uncontrollable, just like, ooh, I have all these cards but nothing to do with them kind of situation. Whereas like, we'd rather they just be dead. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I think that you might be on top of it. Yes, this is a Resurgent Belief deck I've been working on kind of in secret, but I think I'm ready to share it with the world. So it's being shared with you guys. So thanks for being here today to see it. It's Maiden Voyage. This is 3 mana to get the full value. This is a land drop. Choop. There we go. This is a land. Cool. I'm curving everything worst case scenario if you're wondering. So this was the Kahira build of Sharktank. I'm not sure if it's really what I want to be doing because we had like things like Vendilion clicks in the side and we had originally Archon. I'm not sure different Archon than you're probably thinking of. It's the Archon that makes tokens. When I play Saga, it makes a token, but or other enchants. But I think I just want to be like blue-white control that just suspends this. A couple turns later, we get these back. Cool. That's the plan. That's the plan, anyway. And I like that it's cheap. Like, Resurgent Belief is not that much mana to suspend. It's only 2 mana to suspend, and it goes off 2 turns later, which isn't that many turns, and it speeds up the sagas that I get back by 1 turn because Resurgent Belief goes off in our upkeep. Saga enters and ticks up because it enters and then goes to Chapter 1. Then it immediately goes to Chapter 2 during the after draw step, so main phase. That's the plan. Rule the world. The Reef plan does sound better with Omniscience. Yeah, Reef is awesome with an Omni plan. Yeah, I will agree with that. If we're not going to play Omniscience, I'm less excited about Reef. Also, if we're not playing Reef, I don't want the Valakut plan at all. If we're on the... Yeah, that's true. Maybe we should have been playing Omnisciences. Alright, so let's get this deck and jam. Yeah, we've been working on this for a bit now, but... I mean, like, we're at the point where I can't really... We're at 24 lands. Don't think that this is 23. There's 24 because I'm playing a blue source. A blue land. A blue tapped source for the forces. Do you think that Counterspell is the greediest card in the deck, quickly followed by Cryptic? And that's just because, like, even though I've got a bunch of blue sources, I have, what, 5... Are we playing the Academy? Yeah. I have 5 colorless sources, so... Counterspell is the greediest card in this deck. Next to Kahira. But we'll try it. Thank you guys for being here. This has been a lot of fun to stream for you guys these last few. Well, I mean, I've been enjoying streaming for, you know, pretty much the whole time. It has its ups and downs, right? Like anything else, but been consistently streaming since college, so this has been about 7-8 years coming. 8 years now? It's crazy to think about. It blows my mind that it's been like 8 years, guys. Does it feel that long to you? Pithing Needle, I already have one. We need the Kahira. Just trying to see what I need out of my sideboard. Okay, what do I need out of my main deck? I already got some of my mana base, which is good. Should make this cheap enough to actually purchase, or rent, rather. Which is good. Yeah, we're under budget. Perfect. Even down to... Yeah, even down to the forces. We're good. We're good to go. Looks like that's everybody. Alright, so let's add to cart and get it. I don't know what was making it so expensive earlier. Maybe it was I had priced it when Urza Saga was up or something. I've got 500 tickets to borrow with. I remember you a child. I still have the lab coat. Should I be rocking it today? I still remember you. I remember you as a child. Oh no, I know the... I'm familiar with Dr. Horribles. I missed your comment. I've watched the movie myself. Should I rock the lab coat? This is my lab coat from college. This is the same lab coat from my chemistry class. I feel like I've got like a Where's Waldo look going on as well with the striped shirt. Yeah, with my freeze ray I will stop the world. With my freeze ray I will find the time to find the words to say. To see you there. I know a lot of the words to that song, funny enough. See you there under things tumbling, right? Want to say, love your hair, all that stuff. See, now nobody knows what you and I are talking about, Shadowless, unless they've seen it. I'm waiting for the cards to get here. They should be here any second now. We had a very generous donation from Ravencloth. If you guys want to see more content, please hit that follow button. Please consider subscribing if you're watching my content on YouTube so you can know when more of it is out. So yeah, we were down on play points, and he was like, "Here you go, Bruce Spy," and just threw some tickets our way. It was very generous of him. And so we're gonna play some Sharktank. No, different song, but yeah. That's the plan. Rule the world. Oh. Are you sure that's a different song? I thought it starts with him creeping on the. Never mind. We might be talking about different songs. I wasn't singing it. I was just like kind of saying the lyrics. Oh. Laundry Day. Yeah. Yeah, Freeze Ray's more towards the end of that movie, isn't it? We got some time while we're waiting for the cards to get here. Whoa. That hair. Get under there, hat. Alright. Yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying your Friday. We've got some more decks coming up. But let's finish working on Sharktank and tuning Sharktank. Yes, it does kind of have a Miracles undertone. I do think the Terminus is quite good right now. I do think that the format is ripe for it. So, but yeah, the game plan here is just what? Just suspend this, get these things back. We also get back the Singleton Soul Snare we're messing around with. We've got a 2 of Soul Snare, 1 main, 1 side. Shadow Spear is here to be attached to the Sharks. Shadow Spear is here to be attached to our constructs. Shadow Spear is here to be worn by the Kahira, which we should, as a companion deck, we'll consistently be able to slap that on the Kahira. It's still going to die to the Shadow Spear, or sorry, die to Lightning Bolt. So, there's certainly plenty of matchups where it's like, maybe that was wrong. Maybe we were happier with our 15th sideboard slot and, Archons and Vendilion Clicks or whatever. People are even playing Linvala right now. The Kahira variant not letting us run cycle feels rough. Which cycle? Kahira variant not letting us run cycle feels rough. What do you mean? I'm cycling Shark Typhoons. Why don't we just play Baubles? Oh, the 7-mana Steal a Permanent? I could still play that card. We thought that card was win more, though, right? Didn't we have that? You might not have been part of that discussion, Shadowless. We cut what cyclers were they? We had the one white cycler. We cut that. We also cut the Lay Claim. Lay Claim. Yeah, like Shark Typhoons are built around. We don't need the Kahira. I'd be fine playing like a Singleton Snap in the main. I'd be fine playing. We thought this is how we wanted to do it, so it's how we're doing it. But I at least want to test it one league, right? But I do miss the Vendilion Clicks in the side. I do miss the Archons. I do miss the main board. I think we had a Singleton Snap, although we moved away from paths, so the snap's a little bit weaker. Certainly you can snap an opt, right? That's sometimes good. Enough. Snap counterspell's great, so it's kind of like your 5th counterspell. I mean, like, I think there are reasons why we moved away from it. Part of it is because, what is it? We wanted Grafdigger's Cage to be one of our tutor targets, but then I ended up doing a split of Soul Guide anyway. I don't know. We also could mainboard Soul Guide, but Terminus is kind of pseudo Graveyard Hate. Yeah, we could be mainboarding the Soul Guide Lantern because it just cantrips. Maybe main deck Soul Guide's even better than the main deck Snare. Yeah, maybe the main deck. Maybe we should main deck our Soul Guide Lantern before we main deck Snare. I don't think so. We don't have good ways to control the board, and that's advantage is it's blue by force. Oh, control the board from Belief. Yeah, Belief isn't causing board control, which again, yeah, I mean, like, so if we had more cyclers, right? If we played Lay Claims, or Lay Claim would be blue count for force, or you cycle it. Yeah, I do think that the Lay Claims are sweet. I mean, maybe we still should be playing them. It's just against some decks, what we're stealing isn't really all that interesting. And against other decks, it's amazing, right? You steal like a Tarmogoyf, whatever, right? But, or a land, right? You can always at least steal land. It does always have targets, whereas the other cycler, the one that's remove a permanent, might not. Equinox, I want to apologize. Oh no, we can't do the clone thing? Oh, we have to go back to my Valakut plan. We just have to. I'm still waiting on cards to come. So we're also working on this deck in the background. Dang it, guys. Dag nabbit. It doesn't work. That's not me being frustrated at you guys. That's just like, as a group, I'm like, darn it, we thought, you know, just to clarify. That's not a dang it, I'm frustrated at you guys. I'm just frustrated because that seemed really cool. Just to clarify. Let's see. So, gardens. So, okay, we're sold on the gardens. Do we want to try my Valakut plan? I think this just gives us room to run the manufacturers. Yeah, maybe. Well, what else is manufacturer comboing with? It doesn't combo with Lovestruck. It combos with Sifter. Yeah, maybe we should just be a manufacturer deck. Oh, I need to add more lands first, though. Maybe, yeah, maybe we just don't have room for... I mean, I need to add more lands, right? Sifter, Provisioner, and Tracker seem like enough. Do we want the first chatter? I guess we do, right? Because this makes more of... This just makes more permanents. Right? So if would be made. Let's focus on enchantments. I didn't want to derail. No, you're fine, Alpha. I'm still waiting on the cards to get here, so this is a fair derail. I just need to add lands to my deck, right? Maybe we play second gemstone? That seems so bad. No, I appreciate you being being able to come out and do that. That's not common on the internet. Most people are just like, run away! I made a mistake. Haha, they'll never find me. I'll run away into the internet. That was very... I like that you did that. That's not easy to do. It's hard for me too, you know. I think it's hard for us as humans, right? We make an honest mistake and hard to be like, whoops, I messed up. It's really not hard to say that. Guys, say it with me. Whoops, I messed up. I'm sorry. It's easy. Anyway, easier said than done. All right, so we're doing the Chancellor Omnath kill, right? This build. That's the plan, right? Maybe we play like Scrylands. Hold on, did we not consider that? Because like I think we still have room for early game. Just like, I just want early game things for us to do. What are our colors mostly? Black, green. Sorry, blue, green. Could we play like a split of? Although I have some red stuff, but not really many. Could we play the temples? Not those temples. What about the Scry temples? What about a couple of the Scry temples? I think this deck might like temples. I don't know which temples, though. Blue-green temple, right? Although we already have all these colony gardens, which are skewing us in the direction of... Maybe we do play the Temples of Epiphany, because all these colony gardens are already skewing us in the direction of green anyway. And we do need red. Clones work with Warp World because you copy opponent stuff. Glasspool doesn't because you have nothing in play when you glimpse. Ah, okay. Got it. Have we all collectively figured it out yet? What did that card originally look like? I'm just curious. This is Temple of Epiphany's original look, right? No, that was the reprint. Thought it had a different look originally. Yeah, it was like the Shaco Dome. It's fun. Do you want some You guys are into temples, right? I don't want like a million tap lands, but maybe a temple or two. This is normal too for like polymorph decks. They'll try to squeeze in some of these sometimes. Makes me wish we had like a green fetch base and then we played like Yavi, and Yavi only helps me cast Endurance. I don't think it's worth it. I find it weird that we're looking for OG arts for Temple but not fetches. Oh, when I get the deck I can just replace these. But you're right, this was a silly waste of time. Thank you for pointing out that I made a silly waste of time. Sorry. 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 That's like the guy that gets kicked out of the Emperor's room. Sorry. We're hoping this makes us a token, so I'll put it in the ones. We're not aiming to hardcast it. Yeah, your fetches aren't the OG art, Bruce Spy. Sacrilege. Riot. Riot. How many lands do we need, though? Seriously, do we need 23? 24? Is this deck a 23 land deck? Honestly, I want more Academy manufacturers. Okay, what if we play the second one? Maybe Manufacturer is better than Tireless. I mean, just we need to make sure that we have enough. Hey, we made something. I don't feel the need for chatter. I mean, manufacturers stack. No, I mean, we're building this together. I'm appreciating the suggestions. I mean, I do miss the Spyros, but... Hey, what's up, JB? Yeah, you have been missing a brew or two. Are the cards not here yet? That blows my mind. Here we go. They're here. Manufacturer just feels like a better Chatterfang. Kind of is. Kind of is. But we need something that makes the tokens in the first place. No, not my Chatterfang. Guys, if we play Chatterfang, we have to consider Yavi for the Forest Walk. Shadow says we have 12 generators. Do we? This generates... Clue, food, treasure. Oh, no. Sorry. Clues, foods, or treasures. Hang on. Let's start there. So hold on. Let's figure out the right number. I need more lands, first of all. Can't I just play a bunch... For now, let's just play a bunch of temples. I don't think it's right, but... until I figure out what lands those are supposed to be. Alright, so, yeah, so we have room for like 4, maybe 5 cards. You need more shocks, I bet? Probably. So we have a Triome, we have a Garden. I'm not playing the, I'm not playing a, this could be our chance to grab the right Misty. Yeah, I'm not playing a Sacred Foundry yet. Should we be? I think it's kind of weird with the playset of Misty Rainforest, though. Should we be playing more Triomes? Should we play a Ketria? Oh yeah, I don't own Misties on this account. No. Wrecked. What about Steam Vents? I am playing one. Ooh, it's the wrong Steam Vents, though. Guys, it's the wrong Steam Vents. It's the wrong Steam Vents. Can't have that. I added a breeding pool when I added the Vendilion Clicks and the Borrowers. No, that's the best Steam Vents. Are you sure? I like this one, though. You like this one better? This one is kind of cool. There's a lot going on. Maybe I was too hasty. I like that this one's like a turbine setup. This one's like a pipes. I mean, yeah, steam. Those are steam pipes. I get it. Yeah, there's like a boiler room. Yeah. Alright, so we've got provisioners. What else do we have that's making things? Wave sifters. Nothing else yet, right? So we do need, if we're gonna play manufacturers, I do need more make things. We also had tracker. Yeah, we did have tireless tracker. So we just play the playset. So 12 and then the 2 menus. Even though they do stack, like a second manufacturer like still makes extras. I think that you're right that maybe just a 2 of. I wonder if 12's actually overkill. It might be. If there's one we could slim on, it would be tireless tracker, because the mana off of provisioner I'm actually more interested in. Maybe it's 2 tractor, 4 manufacturers. Maybe it's 3 and 3. I don't think I play a playset of manufacturer. I don't think you play a playset. You want 4 menus. 100%. Shadows agrees with me on this. I think we could try like a 3-3 split. Then we have 3 of the payoff. Well, it's not the payoff. The payoff is glimpse, but this is good setup for the payoff. Stuff that's hard to interact with. That's 11 to 3. It's a pretty good ratio. This deck will require lots and lots of testing. Yeah, it will. And like even after all the testing, guys, like we may still not have figured it out. It might just be a not figurable outer. Like it may still just have to be an omniscience deck, right? Even after all this, I do like this take on the deck. I was very excited when I saw it, and I was like, that's what I want to maybe try to do with this card. But then, I don't know, that the excitement kind of wore off now that we've been sitting here, kind of like, all right. Can we just play Sharks now? Can we just play Sharks now, Bruce Pie? That's what somebody's supposed to say in the chat. Can we just play already, Bruce Pie? If you have multiple manipulators, though, you just win games. I mean, if we hit Omnath multiple times, don't we also just like dome them directly? 3 mans, 2 trackers, 9 cascaders is where I arrived on the math, but Bruce Pie has more experience with this? No, I don't. Thank you for the suggestion. Oh, what is the name of the white one? Isn't it Abundant Plea? Alpha says why 9 cascaders? Argent Plea. Ardent Plea, actually. It's not Argent Plea, it's Ardent Plea, right? Yeah, got there. Living End, granted they play Cycle. I'm also not playing the Spyros now. Shadow says you want to see 10 cards. You often see 10 cards a game. You want to find it 60% plus or minus of the time. 60% plus the time. Yeah, we're not playing, we're also not playing Spyro anymore. Did I miss Sharktank? No, you didn't, Teddy. We're about to play it right now. We're about to play it right now. Just for simplicity's sake, because I want to get rolling, I'll just curve things kind of. I'm not going to worry about where the lands curve, but they do have a curve in this deck as well that you do need to think about, because our lands are very expressive in this deck. They're fairly expressive lands, doing lots of different things. But we'll curve things where you could fairly, as long as we can see all the cards I can. So that's the lazy curve, me not putting all the lands where they end up in the mana base. I mean, and lots of people curve their decks like that too. I'm not saying that I'm alone on that.
The monks of the Jeskai.
Oh, Jade with the Prime sub, 20 months of support. Jade, thank you so much for that support. Wow, 20? It's been 20 months? 20 months you've been subbing. Man, thank you, Jade. I really, really appreciate that support. Thank you for continuing to be a cornerstone of the Brew crew. Seriously, I appreciate that. Let's play a league while I still have some brain. It's only 7:42. It's funny that I thought that we were gonna get to both decks today. Foolish Brew Spy. All right, let's play some Sharks. Foolish Brew Spy. I do think that this deck needs more of my mind. Maybe not in the brewing department, but in the playing it department. So I want to play this deck first, and if we have any remaining brain and time. Oh, that was fast. I'm sure I'm going to be very thankful we main decked the Lantern. Let's try to play this deck well. Let's try. Kahira. Sounds fine. We don't turn one the Saga, do we? Oh, maybe we do. Depends on what they're doing. Huh. I think we turn 1 the Saga. So they're a black-green build. I think we turn 1 the Saga and just hope to grab the Spell Bomb as soon as possible. Yes, that means I can't opt this turn. Big whoop. What am I hoping to hit? One of my... the 2 of Force? It's not likely. Go turn 1 Plains and pray for turn Menace. Nah, we want to get the Saga going as soon as possible. Am I just dead? That's 9. So we're just dead here no matter what I do, right? That's unfortunate. That was our chance to maybe draw a not land there, a removal spell. I don't even really want them to know what other colors I am. If we're just dead anyway. Like, if everything I do kills... Even if I opt, we're still dead. 9 poison, this is fine. We don't show them what other colors we are. There's no reason. We weren't going to get that. Terminus coming up 2 turns, though. But I think we can win this matchup. Cryptic seems laughably slow. Aethergust seem great. Since I mean, they might be splashing blue. Sometimes they do. Test counters a pump spell. Alright, we definitely want the snares. That's easy. Snares in, Lantern out. Shadow Spear out too. The life gain is irrelevant here, pretty much. Map is slow. Do we want to cut it? Could we trim 1 Shark? Could we trim 1 Resurgent? Well, hang on. What do we really need? We want Needle because we want to name... we want Needle because we want to name Inkmoth. Cleansings also hit Inkmoth and other things they might have. Blossoming I don't care about. Unless we find out that they have Hand Disruption, but even that's kind of weak. Cryptics might still be legitimate. That's 63. Maybe another Typhoon, maybe another Resurgent. I mean, if we cut too many of this, it just doesn't do its thing. Definitely keep the playset of Terminus, that's easy. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong about the cleansings, actually. That seems very specific. Keep the Sharks because they're blockers. Sharks do block. Sharks do indeed block. It's a 3 mana blocker, though. Prismatic Ending feels so bad because it's sorcery speed. This is where we wish we were still playing the 2 of Path. I mean, we have a 2 of Soul Stare in the spot instead because we want to reanimate those. I mean, maybe I just can't ever cut down on this package, right? Is this what I'm trying to do? Maybe we just don't ever cut this 7? It's blockers. Yeah, maybe we never cut that. Maybe that was aggressive. This has a reason, this has a reason, this has a reason. Counterspell is kind of awkward in this matchup too. We're on the play though. Maybe it's the Cryptics that are wrong, actually. Like, I don't really want to be against Infect. I don't really want to just be like praying for Cryptic tap their team, draw into a Terminus, do I? Don't we just want to interact when we're on the play? What's the point of map? It goes and gets things. It goes and gets the combo, actually. That's a great question. Map also just goes and gets more Urza Sagas. They're going to veil me so bad, probably. They're probably going to veil. Alright, let's see if the deck carries us. Excuse me. That went down the wrong way. The sand interacts. I think we just get the Spell Bomb on the table, right? Especially since we predict that they might be a Thoughtseize build. I think it's just Bomb, go. Next turn, Saga, suspend? No. We don't want to suspend this yet, because, right, wouldn't Saga not die? We have to math that out. Oh, wow. Hierarch. Interessant. We've drawn a Force, so we probably don't spend the Opt yet. Well, we're definitely playing our Saga. It's just a matter of, okay, I probably don't want to get rid of their Hierarch, do I? With the ending? It might be correct to just try to set them back, go like ending, play Brainstone out, and then next turn Resurgent. Maybe I should ending their ignoble. They are pretty land light. I think I should. You don't think so? You think let it go? So hang on, this is going to go away 2 turns from now, but the Resurgent would go off 2 turns from now, so we don't want a Resurgent yet. Maybe if they miss another land we would. That's fair. Maybe I will just opt anyway. I don't know, in Miracles decks, I don't really like opting when I don't have white mana open available as well. This is probably the 3-drop guy. Yeah, Crusader. Don't we just bomb that right now? That sets them back really far. And I want my mana to be open. You can bomb later. I mean, I want my mana to be open. Alright, well, let's find our land drop. Sweet, we found it. What's the next card, guys? It was the next card. So, we have a fetch for our Brainstone. We may want to suspend the Resurgent Belief now, but all I'm getting out of it is the Saga back. But this is early enough in the game where I can't really afford to not... well, I do want 2 pieces of interaction here, right? So I can't ending the Crusader unless I... a turn from now, right? You like Saga Bomb? Oh, you like just sitting on make a construct? No, you're right, it's pro-white, so I can't ending it. Good call. Yeah, maybe it's just hardcast Force. Hope they don't have a lot of gas. Yeah, it's red-white protection is what it has. I mean, if I play out the Delta, it looks like I'm just trying to Brainstone. Maybe, yeah, maybe that's what I'm doing. Let's not forget, though, that we get a free shuffle next turn. Maybe it was wrong for me to play the Delta. I don't have to crack this, because there's an Urborg, but if I want blue-blue, then this was the mistake. We should just make a construct. Fault sees me. Okay. We could have Brainstoned in response to Tuck the Force. I don't think that's worth it because I don't have another blue card anyhow. Hierarch number 2. We're just taking this, right? Now you bomb it? Right now, and then they protect it, and I feel silly. We bounce it now, and they can't recast it. What makes you say... I think I'm supposed to end-step bomb it, because even just any hexproof effect keeps it on the table. You mean if they have it? Right, I mean, they might not. I kind of just am interested in, like, I'm fine just taking the 4. And then end-step bombing it. And then if they want to protect it, so be it. You just like looking for Terminus? Yeah, Terminus is great here. The 3-for-1s. Yeah, maybe look for Terminus and then we decide what we're doing with the bomb, right? So this could be Brainstone. Oh, sweet. Before that goes off... Sorry, in response to the trigger, we'll do our... That was sweet, to just hit it. I don't really want these extra lands, do I? So we fetch before that goes off. That's huge. We have another Hollowed Fountain, thankfully. Wow, that's actually skinny. Like, as far as, like, we almost didn't because we got Hollowed Fountain earlier. Couldn't I have gotten... No, we went Hollowed Fountain because we had to. So I would like to do that and win the game. Never did not have it, folks. Never did not have it. Never did not have it. Alright, Urza Saga is going to go away, but it's okay. Do we float or just make the construct? Well, we just want to follow up with Counterspell here, so I'm just going to float mana.
And we'll suspend a belief and set up for counterspell, and we're doing very powerful things. Do we want to just like needle their peatland? Nah. We want to just grab Expedition or Brainstone, right? I think I just want another Brainstone. Couldn't we have tapped for black and had Hollowed though? Save the shuffle effect? Nah, we're just lucky, Teddy Bear. Alright, I think I just grab another Brainstone, yo. Brainstone, play my land, suspend this broken card. Suspend this. And I'm sure somebody's like, wait, are you suspending that just to get Saga? I have time to maybe hit a shark in between. And yes, we should. Like I don't need to do something powerful and flashy. We're a control deck. Like, I'm just going to sit on this, maybe win the game. Sure, they could Thoughtseize me before they deploy their threat, but if only we had tapped correctly. Do we want to just aggressively brainstorm and get ourselves Brainstone locked? I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, now we know. Then now they know I have another Terminus. I need to change the bluffing on our interface after this game. It's pure skill, and I won't hear otherwise. Terminus is a very powerful thing to be doing. Sure. Which one do you want to destroy? Actually, maybe I'll just counterspell that. We're so far ahead. Whatever. It's countered. Alright, let's get back our enchantment. And it's going to be a sped up one, too, which is so cool. You guys get to see that. Sweet, it goes to 1, and then we go draw step. Now it goes to 2. Hey, I can make a construct, another counterspell, your move. Sack it in response. Now, we could have, on the Viridian Corruptor, like, I could have sacked whatever they targeted in response, but no Planeswalker for you. No. Stop it. We've got another Brainstone coming up next turn. This is kind of the pseudo shuffle. Let's just be efficient. We're going to get to shuffle some of this away. Nice, a Shark Typhoon. Alright, we want to put a Terminus 2 cards from now. Well, I don't want to lose it on the shuffle, though. Maybe that was a mistake. Soul Snare is great. Soul Snare is almost better than Ending. Sure, they showed me Liliana. They probably don't have another one. Yeah, we can use Spellbomb to set up the Terminus. We can use this as the draw. Shadow says, I want to lose Terminus? Really? We're not interested in it anymore? You think it's get rid of the Terminus, keep the Ralgrim? I feel like Terminus is such a nice reset in this matchup, and it's, like, in a lot of ways better than... I think Ending is actually awkward. But I might be wrong, so we're going to shuffle that away. Are we making the construct finally, or am I floating? If I make a construct, what is my turn? Play Soul Snare? Yeah, we're far ahead enough. I feel like it might finally be time to make the construct. We also did have Needle for that Lily. Maybe I didn't need to counter her. Play this out. Soul Snare. Alright. We finally tapped out. What do you got? Thoughtseize. No. Stinger. Rancor. Okay. We could still lose this. I could still make mistakes. Wow, we drew one of the best cards in our deck. So I do have a flying blocker. Alright, let's swing. We're not growing the construct any more than this here, I don't think. Yeah, so we have make a blocker, which might be enough. Make a blocker plus Aether Spellbomb plus Soul Snare. They do have 3 cards in their hand, though. They could win. Now they have 4 cards. One of them was a land. Could lose right here, folks. You don't know. You don't know. So Shark for a blocker. You just take the damage. I think we do try to make a blocker. Like, we want to get the Shark Typhoon in the bin anyway. Oh, or I could just Terminus this away. We don't have to worry. Terminus is the safest kill on this Plague Stinger. I don't really care about losing the Construct. I'm just going to make sure this is guaranteed. Guaranteed. 100%. Terminus 100%. Safe plays. Any order. Safe plays. They get the Rancor back. You got it. Expedition map. Okay. Saga going up. Mapping it. Mapping it out. We're mapping out the victory, guys. We'll win eventually. Don't worry. Don't worry. I mean, now we can just set that up, but it's still passed to their turn. Undeniable skill. Not quite. I think this deck's just powerful. I mean, we're miracles mashed together with a really silly engine. Sure. So if I don't make a construct, I can map now. Do I want to just go construct, though? We still have 2 pieces of interaction. You like the construct too? I like the construct. Yeah, he's at 10 life. That's very true. It's a 4/4 construct. About to be even bigger. Do we just make another construct? Prismatic's not great when it comes to... Oh, we're just going to go get Pithy Needle, win the game. What am I doing? I forgot that we have a Pithy Needle that's in right now. We just win the game, probably. We go stop their threat. They have to have, like, an Abrupt Decay, which they could have. Inkmoth Nexus. They could have something, but... Inkmoth Nexus. Swinging for 6. Gosh, we have, like, just everything. I'm not going to pop map. I'm just going to sit on the Brainstone. This deck's so powerful. My goodness. What have we done? Modern, what have we done to you? And granted, it's probably because it's a matchup where the Terminus is good, right? Like... They knew to bring in their Viridian Corruptor because we showed... All that we showed them was that we were an Urza Saga deck that is willing to play it on turn 1. I know, we had all the things, and now it's going to be like, maybe we don't. They did have Thoughtseize. Do we want to use Calm to stop that? Or is it just not worth it? Told you map doesn't do anything. Yeah, maps maybe just too slow for this matchup, actually. Not worth Calm. I actually think I'm agreeing with you that I think for this matchup, map is too slow. I do like map in theory. In more like grindy matchups, I do like the map. But I think it's too slow here. I think we're just grabbing Pithy Needle, Spellbomb, and Brainstones over and over again, which is good enough. Like, I'm sure somebody in the chat is thinking, oh, like, Bruce By, this card's not that powerful. You should just play... Like, maybe, right? Like, there is a blue-white control with Urza Saga floating around that's just using it as a toolbox and just value engine. I'm not sold that a Resurgent Belief build of blue-white control with Sagas is the bee's knees. I do think that it was powerful enough that I spent 2 mana to get my Saga back, though. Like, okay, think about it this way. Would you spend 2 mana to get back Saga? I know I didn't get back a Shark Typhoon. I know I didn't, but would you spend 2 mana as a control player? Think about it. Would you spend 2 mana to get back Sagas? Would you? Test of Talents is lit because it gives us vision. It does also counter a pump spell. You want to play that? I want Shadow Spear back in so we can get around Hexproof. Ooh. Ooh. I forgot it does that. They do have that. They do have 8 spells. Yeah, they have 8 spells that give Hexproof. Ooh. That's spicy. It's really mana intense, though. Is it? Isn't it just 1 mana? It's 1 mana to do the permanents your opponents control lose. Very cheeky. That's a cheeky play. Maybe, though, I should cut 1 belief. Even still. We just need to interact. We do have Terminus. Yeah, that's true. How do we get got here? I take too long? Yeah, I think in the same realm because we cut the map. I think also cutting a Resurgence reasonable. I think you just go for plan A of drawing Terminus. Maybe the Shadow Spear is too cute. Okay. But, like, this is a mode on the card that we want to see happen sometimes. No one remembers the broken half of... Let's do it. Let's do it, and if it makes us lose, so be it. We can mulligan it away. I think it is too cute. Go for the cheeky fun. Yeah, Terminus is on an axis that Infect does not want to ever fight on, but hopefully they'll use their Thoughtseizes to disrupt us. I am kind of rooting for them a little bit, right? I think it's worth the test. Could be huge. Alright, so here they're going to steal my Soul Snare, and then this hand is a lot less, right? I think I still keep it, though, but they're going to take this. They mulligan to 5, though. Alright, them protecting their threats is how I think we lose more than y'all think. No, never root for Infect. Unless they have Garrix, they should never be rooted for. That's Jade's philosophy. Alright, sweet, we got to play this out and maybe win the game. If we want to counterspell on time, I do need a shock. Which, it's free in this matchup, kinda. It's kind of free in this matchup. I just want to get that onto the table and not let it get Thoughtseize. Sure, they might have like a neutralize effect. Alright, so this is the Stinger. Yeah. Yeah. Do this. Hold up our permission. Too bad that we lost game 1. But... Alpha says we kill it now. I can't. It has to be attacking. I can't. Soul Snare doesn't do that. Another Stinger, huh? I might go get the Watery Graves so that my prismatics are a little bit juicier, because we did see Liliana. I'm Esper Control now, opponent. I'll counter this. Do I want to try to Shark Typhoon block that? That seems ambitious. Don't I just play Brainstone, hold open, test, / soul? I think that's what we do. Your move. I don't have any shuffle effects yet, so I don't really want to activate the Brainstone yet, but they don't know that. That's fine. Now, if I hadn't played out my Brainstone here... Oh, wow, they don't even attack into the Soul Snare. That tells me so much about their hand. Because they have the Exalted, I don't think I can justify... No, we should cycle our Shark Typhoon, right? We want to get that in the bin, don't we? Or is the blocker... He didn't attack, so I couldn't kill it, Alpha. Maybe I should Brainstone. We could get Brainstone locked. Blocker's too important. Yeah. We could get Brainstone locked, but I'm willing to take the risk. Like, we do need to be proactive in this matchup. We do get Brainstone locked for a little while here, but I think this action's going to be enough. So I should be able to get rid of the Stinger with ending Counterspell. Yeah, we will. Or even just Talents would do it, and then I get to see their hand. So why don't we put the, this, then that. It's okay that we got locked. I know that's like the worst thing. That was me doing an ambitious Brainstone. We didn't hit the fetch. We even added more shuffles. It's okay. So if I shock, I have all the colors I need, right, to ending and also Counterspell. Actually, I didn't even need to do that, did I? Yeah, let's try to ending this. They fight, we counter. So X is 1, colors are 2. Oh, wow. It just gets answered? That's great for us. I'm at 12, though. That Ignoble could maybe kill us. I'm at 12. That was very unexpected. And then they do nothing? Alright, well, I can get the Brainstone back. If they do absolutely nothing, I probably just get back Brainstone, or I just maybe make Big Shark. Big Shark, do. Wilt? No. Honestly, I think having this on the table is really powerful. I also like getting the information. Oh, I tapped the wrong land. No, I tapped the wrong land. No. I wanted to have that as an option. Other hand is bad. Why is this in right now? Do we make people keep Dismember in their deck because I have the construct plan C? That's like my plan C. How else did you sideboard? Abrupt Decays? Wow, we made them bring in a bunch of garbage. Well, Decay's not complete garbage. Huh. Okay. Fatal Pushes? What? Our deck is awesome. We're making Infect keep in things like Fatal Push. Veil isn't even in? Alright, their hand was Dismember and two pumps. Yeah, way over sideboarded, right? Sorry, what was it? Scale ups? Thank you. They were scale ups, actually. Are they just going to scale up this ignoble and beat me? Right here? I mean, I know your hand, so I will just Soul Snare this. They can't play the other scale up because it's sorcery speed. See ya. Alright, I messed up. I could have maybe also caverned. Or I should have been holding up Academy Ruins there. Actually, should I have just draw stepped it just now? I should have, during my upkeep, maybe Ruins the Brainstone to the top. I'll remember important plays like that in the future, folks. I messed up there. My bad. I think we're okay because I'm sitting on a counterspell. Do we actually just not care about them taking this and I just rip the Typhoon for all it's worth? Maybe I rip the Typhoon for all it's worth and then we see if we need a counterspell. Just make the 5/5 Shark. Yeah, I think I just ripped this for all it's worth. Oh, no, they have a Dismember. They're keeping a Dismember over there. Yeah, we would need to make it a 6/6, and it's only a 5/5 here. We know about the Dismember. Maybe I do just counterspell this. Like, what I really want to do is just put Brainstone back on the top, right? Let me find a shuffle. Could make a little Shark. Oops, I also just punted again. I was supposed to counter into Brainstone. I feel like we're on a different line now because I didn't do it when I was supposed to. Okay, we could go suspend our powerful spell. There we go. Thank you, deck, for making it so my misplay didn't hurt us too bad. Thanks, deck. Thanks, deck. Thanks, deck. Play... Like, this is a spot where instead of getting the Saga, I would rather get the Resurgent Belief because I'm going to get the Typhoon back, right? I don't get Saga for the first time in forever. I just get the Belief. My bad, folks. I really messed that up. Suspend. You're BMing them with the misplays. And now I just want to cycle the Typhoon. I don't need to make a Shark. Oh boy. The only way this play of cycling the Typhoon is bad is if I have exactly Terminus, but I can hardcast Terminus at this point. So hopefully we don't get punished for my badness. Now we do need the Shark. Yeah, but they can just Dismember it. They can just Dismember it, dude. Their hand is a Dismember. Drew a Gust. Can't lose. Do I just Gust it now? When we saw their hand last, they didn't have anything. Oh, we had 7. You're right. I was also supposed to Academy again. Wow. How many times am I going to miss that? Okay, let's not forget about our Resurgent. Let's not forget about our Companion. I could even just try to block it. No, I can't. They have Dismember. That's why we're not getting the Kahira, right? This might be the spot to get it. Finally. Like, think about it. So, I do have enough mana to Academy and also Gust. This might be a spot where I grab Kahira. Channel your inner blue. Gust now because they could have Vines. That's reasonable. I tapped the wrong land there. They put it on top. Alright, go get Kahira. Cast Kahira? Is like that better than No. That's not better than me. Hang on. Me getting Kahira is fine. I don't need to cast Kahira, though, because we know it's just dead. So let's just aim to put the Brainstone on top. Artifacts, EDB for free? No, they don't. It's return all enchantment cards. It's return all enchantment cards. We're finally going to remember to put the Brainstone on top of our library. We're going to do it, folks. I'm going to do it. Watch. Just watch me. Watch me. We did it. We're doing it. All right. Good job, Bruce Spy. Good job. All right. Suspended belief. Actually, now the Kahira doesn't look so bad. Cast. Because I'm going to get back the Sharktank. Or Shark Typhoon. I also get back the Soul Snare. We just win, right? I only needed to get 2 cards back to probably win. Play Brainstone, make a Shark. Play Kahira, make Big Shark. They kill Kahira, but we don't care. Right? Oop, wrong land. I think we don't care that they kill Kahira. Just making sure I leave white open for Soul Snare. Shouldn't we have not tapped Saga? I didn't think I was making a construct, but maybe I'm wrong. That's a good point, Jade. I could have tapped Academy, because I'm not getting... Academy's only relevant to leave open if I'm cracking Brainstone. Actually, that was a misplay because I don't have another artifact. I was assuming I had another artifact. Yeah. Did I not want to make a guy? I should have. I should have left open the... Even if my plan wasn't to make it, I should have left it open because it potentially makes them think, okay, they're killing Kahira here? What are you killing? Should I Brainstone in response to this and actually, like, care? I don't think I do. I don't think I do, because we could Brainstone into a Terminus. I think I let Kahira go. She's dead. It's a scale up, right? Plague Stinger. Okay. Yeah, I'm not in love with that line I took, folks. Sorry about that. I think we still certainly have this, but I shouldn't make a mistake like that. A blatant mistake like that. We got another Saga coming up. West could go get Engineered Explosives. I don't really want to pop for anything but 2. How much would that even be to do, though? Put the opt furthest from the top. Go... tutor for... Oh, wait. Saga's about to go off and go get me Aether Spellbomb. We have just so much interaction now. Shouldn't I just cast the opt, though? I think I just want to play the other Saga. Yeah, I should just opt. Like, we want all these things. Just cast the opt, yeah. We also make a Shark, so why not? It's free value. I mean, I could dunk this extra Urza Saga. I'm actually a little bit more interested in the Talaria West, right? Maybe I actually would bottom that. Just make a bazillion Sharkies. Working on it. Okay, Saga's gonna tick. Okay, there's a Vantress. Do we make Construct, or do I just want to go grab Engineered Explosives? Because, let's see. 1, 2, 3, transmute, go get EE, set EE, pop EE, still have Soul Snare. Yeah, I think I don't want to make the construct even still. Alpha says make construct because we're short on time. Yeah. I got 4 minutes. Relax. Actually, maybe that is greedy of me. Transmute. I don't know if I'm playing it right. We just came up with this concoction. Resurgent Belief does get back a Saga so far. Now let's get the EE. That was the plan all along. And actually black-white would work. Set this to 2. Done. Make a Shark. Let's always yield to the Shark. Okay, they've had enough. They've had enough. They had enough. They had enough. Okay. Guys, we went from play Saga, die to infect to do the... I mean, that's normally how that matchup goes. You lose game 1 and then you... Sharky's got there. I made several mistakes there. I'm sorry about that, folks. Not going to play it perfect. I mean, when you play a powerful deck, sometimes you don't even need to play perfect, right? Can somebody redeem like a posture check or something, or give me an excuse to go get a drink? That'd be nice. Flawless play. Not quite teddy bear. I also do need to turn on the lights. Thanks for that posture check, Jade. And I'm gonna go turn on the back light. This deck feels sweet to me. Ooh, this light's almost dead. I need to charge it. It's the light that's over the darts. Thanks for waiting, folks. We're still waiting on our opponent. All right, hydrate. I have 1 posture check, 2 hydrates, 3 hydrates, posture check, hydrate. Okay, so just fix this pillow here. Okay, am I sitting properly? I think so. Wish I had like a pillow under my feet, admittedly, because I took my shoes off. That's not bad. I just need another 11K for open it. All right, hydrates. Yes, thanks for the hydration. Okay, that's 1. Teddy bears, 2. Blue magic guys, which is 3. I may have set the just open it too high, Jade. Guys, we used the Kahira. It died to a dismember, but we used the Kahira. Oh, this hand's bad. Is it, though? It has a brainstone. It's a 1-lander. We don't keep this. We don't keep this. Guys, this is a 1-lander also. Dang it. Half-truths, posture check. Okay. Maybe this blanket is awkward, actually. Maybe that's what I'll use as like a pseudo pillow under my feet. Yeah, maybe my posture does suck. All right. Most people's posture supposedly sucks. There we go. That's more comfy. All right. My posture is horrific. And then JB's. We can't keep this hand either, right? I mean, we could cycle the spell bomb. I do think that this would eventually draw out of the issue. I don't really want to mulligan to 5 because I have no idea what they're on, right? Like the force could be great. Let's actually keep it, and I'll put the second cryptic back, and we'll try to just. I don't know what they are, so I want to make sure we have our colors. So let's go with Fountain. But yes, this might be very unfortunate. This is like Utopia Sprawl, we force here, right? Consider forcing. Okay, so we didn't hit our land. I think we just cycle the spell bomb and hope to. All right. Hopefully their Heliod draw isn't so good. Oh, maybe not Heliod. Flooded Strand. Maybe Bantblade. Bantblade's going to give us enough time to draw out of this mess. They're sitting on a Spell Queller. We have a legitimate play now. I think I try to sneak this opt-in when their Counterspell shield is down, which is right now. Belief, bottom. Land, please. Land, please. Wow, bottom one, there's another. It does say, spawn, put 1 card on the bottom of their library. We're going to lose this. That's a lot of card draw. Don't really want you to do that. I can't force this. Never mind. This is still during my own turn. That's a lot of draw they're doing with that Ephemerate. It's okay. At least we know what we're up against. This is what happened last round. Like we died to infect, and then who knows? Maybe there's a terminus coming up. We'll play on because there's always maybe a terminus draw. They would rebuild from a terminus though because they have 7 cards in hand. But terminus. Whew. Okay, we made it. We did it. Okay, so this turn is ending the noble. I know, as weak as that seems, I just need to do something to them. Just make them like not play so many permanents in a turn. And maybe this gets a reaction. I doubt it. They could spell snare this if they have it. It grows their soul herder. Play a brainstone. I mean, like, our only hope really is Terminus, but isn't our hope Terminus in so many different matchups anyway? Floodplain. Isn't our only hope Terminus so often? More often than I'd like to admit. Land, please. If we don't hit land, we just have to crack the brainstone, don't we? Yes. I just did not want to mold a 5, and maybe I should have. We've been sitting here, it's like our turn 4 coming up, and we just have been floundering to find. Floundering to find. Ending my stone. Show me Spell Queller. This is Skyclave. Hit my brainstone. Alright, Terminus. Need ya. You make me a 1/1 now. Need you, Terminus. We need you, Terminus. We need ya. That's a polluted delta. Okay. Yeah, poor brainstone. Suspending belief doesn't really do much. This is fetch into stone into... Where's my Terminus? They still have so many cards because the Ephemerate decks can really do that pretty easily with Soul Herder. Down to 6. They're going to have to discard a card. But they don't care. So we'll fetch... Come on, Terminus. Didn't find it. We're dead. Even if I somehow was able to prismatic the Soul Herder. It's okay. It wasn't necessarily our opponent's deck, although... Like, there's so many decks we beat if we just have those kinds of mana issues. I should have mulliganed again. I thought that the... what did we have? We had a stone, the map, and the bomb. I thought that was maybe going to get us out of that mana starve or mana screw. It didn't. I don't really love Force in this matchup. They're, you know, the Soul Herder deck. This is a Terminus battle, if anything. Ending's also not even that great. Like, Explosives is where it's at because you might 2 for 1. I mean, there are value decks, so how do we want to fight the value? Gust, maybe, I don't know. I have room for 2 cards. Yeah, Shadow Spear can stay in. They don't really have graveyard stuff, right? Maybe post-board they would, but maybe we don't want the Lantern. I do think this is a grindy match where we get to use map. Maybe the snares. Snare is kind of awkward because I don't get to choose. Maybe it's just gusts and snares. Like, yes, there's some stuff to needle. I don't think we want spell bomb. It's not like they're burn. It's maybe just snares and bombs. They're like a flicker deck. I actually think Spellbomb is bad. I mean, yes, it's a form of interaction I can go get off of my Urza Sagas. I think it's actually kind of bad because they want their cards to... Okay, sure, Bruce By, I'll cast it again. Absolutely. Like they're, you know, flickering it up. Their hand at the end there probably was a bunch of Solitudes. Oh, wow. So many Terminus. If they turn one, turn off my Brainstone, this hand is awful. They don't tend to have... I mean, like, they could have, like, exactly Pithy Needle. We should be good. The old triple Terminus keep, right? But Terminus is exactly what I needed last game. Sweet. We're gonna get that off. We don't need to do it now. Well, maybe we will actually set it up. We have so many of them. This first Brainstone's only going to set up Terminus then Terminus. So maybe I should be a little greedy and just like really set them back, slow them down. Or we wait a turn. I mean, if it looks like they're not going to go after my stone, maybe it's fine. A Charming Prince. I think we set them up. Yes, they have 5 cards in their hand, but I mean this hand of ours is very much like, you know, we need to start doing them at some point, right? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe's not. We can protect the Brainstone if they go after it. Or we just crack it in response, honestly. So it looks like a Spell Queller is here. So there's the Soul Herder. Gonna get a little bit more value out of this here, but that's okay. It's not like they're drawing cards. It's a scry. It's a scry value. So until return to the battlefield at the beginning of your next end step. So actually, this isn't gonna be here. Clever trick. Yeah, I actually should have just counterspelled it. I forgot that they can do that. You know what? I think we'll fall behind even with just the Prince and the Noble. It is a triple Terminus hand. Let's just start answering their cards. We've got Counterspell and get the Saga going, so this is actually just fine. It's unfortunate that I can't have both engines going. Both Terminus there and also Soul Snare. And remember, Soul Herder's going to come back, but maybe we get to get rid of it. Let's make sure they don't get to do any cheeky stuff with Charming Prince this time. Nothing cheeky, opponent. Sure. Another Terminus coming on up. Another Terminus coming on up. Down to 13. Blink just to grow the Soul Herder, which is correct. And yes. This Terminus with Counterspell behind it this time. They let it resolve. I can make a construct. So we are doing something with our turn. We're holding up Counterspell, or I'm just constructing. And we're going to go get another Brainstorm. Brainstorm, wow. Brainstone. They're very different cards. We're going to go get another Brainstone, because I have another Terminus I need to set up. So I think actually the deck is kind of carrying us a little bit here, maybe. Another Soul Herder, huh? They have 2 cards left. And you might be saying, well, Bruce By, if your plan is to set up another terminus, should you make the construct? I think I do make a construct. But I don't know if I... Okay, there's the second white source we've been really hungry for. I don't know if I... Let's see. Saga will turn into Brainstone most likely. But I'm not doing anything with the mana I've floated if I do that, right? Unless my plan is to like, well, ending doesn't help get the Soul Herder off with the colorless mana. I think I actually might make a second construct. Because I think the plan, like what I'm trying to do, I can do on 3 mana, right? For this turn. Which is just hold. Hey, what's up, Chase? It's been a bit, man. How have you been? It's been too long, friend. How are you doing? We're getting another Brainstone because we have another Terminus. Plains. Do I even have enough mana to put the Soul Snare on the table? I think I do. And still hold up Counterspell. Yeah. I think making 2 constructs on our Saga was... We had enough mana to get away with it and still hold up our interaction. So we'll attack you for 3. Doing great. Had a GRE scheduled. Test center canceled. And then you drive to New York. Sorry, North Carolina for it. Oh, yeah? Sounds like you're at it. Sounds like you be at it. It's good. It's good to hear from a familiar face, man. I appreciate you tuning in. We're working on a modern Sharktank. So you're going to ending that? That's fine. They do grow the Soul Herder to do this, but we're planning to maybe Terminus anyway. They decide not to attack. Another counterspell for us. That's pretty good. Do I just want to remove the Soul Herder so they have to commit more to the table? That still leaves up Counterspell. And it still leaves up Brainstone. Maybe we just get this off the table. This is maybe greedy doing it, though. What's your last card? Show me. Show me! It was an Ephemerate. Let's all be on top deck mode. Well, not quite. I'm not on top deck mode. I'm not on top deck mode. I have a 2-2. Near 7 now. Alright, very exciting master's program in international security. You're gonna be an agent. Secret agent, man. Dude, that's exciting. Congratulations. Sorry, I'm being like half jokesy and half like, yes, that is awesome. Oh, wow. We've got this wrapped up, yo. Wow. This deck feels powerful. Did we brew a powerful deck? Folks, did we brew I mean, like, sure, our first 2 matchups have been creature decks. Did we maybe brew a powerful deck tonight? Sure. Saga and Miracles feels very good. Yeah, it does. I might want to Brainstone that away, actually. I don't want to get Brainstone locked, though. Like, we're still sitting on good stuff. Why would I do that? Does making my 6th land help? I mean, like, it turns on having Cryptic and Counterspell. But, like, to shock to do that tells them so much. Am I in the DMV area? Ho from Escanta. Oh, Escanta's asking Chase. Never mind. I'm gonna Jace, or I'm gonna Storm. And maybe it's wrong, too. Yep, maybe it was wrong. But, like, I feel like we're ready to wrap this up, right? Aren't we? So I can't command here unless I shock. Which I don't really want to do. But maybe I do. I'd have Gust and Counterspell or Cryptic. Don't we want to go like Typhoon and Terminus? So we know the Terminus is coming up. I know I shrunk my construct. It's okay. They're at 3. I don't want to play out the Brainstone because I want to sit on Gust Counterspell, I think. Love Saga in theory. It's just so valued in so many decks. Yeah, I'm a little worried about the card myself. A Charming Prince, huh? Force. Okay. So we've got a Shark Typhoon coming up. We've got a Terminus behind it. So we can Shark Typhoon cycle into the Terminus. We could even Cryptic to cycle into the Terminus. Oh, or I stacked it wrong. I thought that I stacked it properly, but maybe it's okay that I stacked it wrong because of what ensued, because they had a better board than me slightly. They scryed both cards on top, just so you're aware, my opponent. So let's play this Brainstone, sit on the Cryptic, counter the next thing they play, because it's probably good if they scryed both on top. Not in a rush to pop the Brainstone. Let's sit on this Typhoon. Vesperlark is a lot of value. Is this Vesperlark with counter backup? Oh no, it's not a lot of value. Never mind. I thought they had something in their bin. This is really bad against our deck, actually. Well, they're just dead, right? Unless they have an instant speed something. They're at 3. I just make a Shark that's exactly that size, right? 1, 2, 3. We could go for a size 4, but like I kind of like making it seem like I might have something. I mean, I guess I don't. I guess I don't. And then we just clear out the the Vesperlark, right? Win. Another Cryptic. Okay. Let's shuffle those away. I have to get the Triumph here, don't I? Oh, thank goodness I have another basic. Awesome. Good thinking, Bruce Spy. Good thinking, guys. Good thinking. I don't want Ephemerate necessarily be an out here. So I think I'll do the tap draw. And I mean, if they have Ephemerate, they can still block. But I think targeting the Vesperlark would maybe make this get just another force. Okay. If they had it, they had it. Swing, we still got Soul Snare open. They have to block. They're on top deck. Enough to answer the Shark, and I have a Cryptic, which I can't see them beating. Do we sideboard properly for this matchup? I wonder. They still had their forces in, which I get why they did. Like, they have forces because they want to fight my Terminus. I get it. Do we want to try to fight over their forces? Because it looks like that's how they're planning to fight my Terminus plan. Looks like they're not fighting over my graveyard at all. They did show us Vesperlark still being in. Do we want to fight over their graveyard stuff or not really? If we did, we would do it with Soul Guide Lantern. Just try to grab the targets instead of something like Cage. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm reassessing my counter spells and I'm reassessing maybe the Soul Guide Lantern. I do think that maybe Shadow Spear is... Well, Shadow Spear is actually fine because the games can turn into construct battles. or shark battles for us. So I think we want the equipment, but yeah, so they were showing us force. I think Aether Gust actually wasn't that great. Their green splash is too light. I think these were a wrong call, actually. Now that I'm seeing a little bit more what they're up to. I think that, excuse me, the gusts were wrong. We just want to be able to back up our... I just want to be able to back up my Terminus with a cheap counterspell, right? Maybe we just play these two so that we can back up our Terminus with a 2-mana counterspell. Alright, I feel like Force is too narrow. Counterspell can already stop other counters, but also creatures. Yeah, I think I might just want cheap counters. I know that Veto's more awkward than... Like, these are both awkward in the sense that... Like, this is a grind matchup, but I don't want the 2-for-1 myself. I feel like I just want more easy interaction to make sure that the Terminus happens. So that's my logic there, and I don't know if I'm supposed to play... Engineered Explosives actually is kind of awkward in this matchup because, like, yes, it can pop for the right number, but they have lots of different numbers. They have, like, sometimes they'll have a board state of lots of 2s, they might have some 3s. Nah, we can't cut that. Let's not bring in the Soul Guide. It stops one card. It's the Vesperlark, but... Yes, Vesperlark is annoying, but since we were Terminusing, we turned off a lot of the value that card would have gathered for them. Bunch of lands and a counterspell. This seems not great. This hand seems a little better, but it's greedy. I probably have to lead Talaria West. Put the Cryptic back, maybe even. Just because it's not enough blue this game. Okay, tap land go. That's great. That's good news for us. We're on 2 Talaria Wests, right? I should have checked that before I played it. Yes, we're on 2. Need to find white source soon, just in general, but also it'll make any Terminus draws I do awkward. Well, we have the Brainstone to make it less awkward. It's a Soul Snare. I almost would opt now to get the Soul Snare on the table, right? Wouldn't I? Well, Soul Snare, I don't want a Soul Snare or Charming Prince. Let's just go Saga, Storm, and if we want to, we could also opt and just try to just start cantripping our way through the deck. Ending is not what I need. The Singleton Academy Ruins, definitely not what I need. Another Saga, oh boy. We in trouble, right? Well, I could play out another Saga here. It's just I'm concerned that we're not going to be developing our mana. I mean, a Construct here blocks the Prince. Here's where we can get punished for our colorless lands. Yes, it is, Pell. Yes, it is. Yeah, I think I just play out the Academy Ruins. I don't know if well, maybe I should just be on the Construct plan. Yeah, I think we're shifting gears. I think hoping for a Terminus is now maybe not as important as just make Construct, make Construct, make Construct. If I wanted us not to be set back a land later down the road, I should have played Ruins here. I think that's fine. I'm gonna sit here for a sec. Alright. You got it. Three coming our way. But maybe not. I think we do want to try. If they're gonna let us, we do, right? Because that also might bleed out an Ephemerate. Well, it doesn't really because they have good targets. This is the Herd. Have you heard? We also have a Brainstone Shuffle here, which we might want to use. Yeah, I wanted to Construct and block the Prince maybe, but I don't know. Maybe that's foolish. Alright, so we do have a Brainstone Shuffle here. Do we want to take it? I think we do, right? 1, 2. Right? We want to do our shuffle. Like, our hand's bad. Yeah, okay. This is one of the things we were excited about with Brainstone plus Saga. So there's no Terminus in sight. Lots of cards, but none of them really save us. Typical. No white mana. Yep. Check, 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 check. Okay. I did think that the Castle Vantress was greedy too, but I didn't mention it at the time. It's actually a tapped land in this case. I could make a... Oh, no, I can't even make a Shark to block the Codal. Yeah, it was super awkward. We're going to get another shuffle off of this other Saga. I think I just go get another Brainstone. So what do we not need here? The Typhoons got to go back, right? I don't even know what I'm supposed to keep here. I guess Ending has to go. Probably 2 of our white spells. And then we shuffle. Spellbomb's not in right now. This might be an argument for like Chromatic or Star. Yeah, that might be good. Might have helped me in this situation that we find ourselves in. Because I'm going to go down another land here, folks. I think I was supposed to play Academy Ruins instead of another Saga. I think I played my second Saga too soon, and that's just a Saga Discipline situation. Where, I mean, I've played Saga in the more aggressive decks of this format. I haven't played it in the more mid-rangey controlling decks of the format. So to show that I'm respecting that fact, I'm going to go Ruins here, and I might even Brainstone during the rent step. I mean, we're at 17, so we have some time. We know we got new cards on the top of the library now, right? Yeah, because the shuffle went off after the stone. But I do not have white mana for this. Well, we can go get another Brainstone. We can get the third Brainstone. Well, there's 4 of them. Witness. That's really slow value. Okay, sure. I mean, it's good value with Soul Herder, though. Get back a land, play a land. They don't want to get back the Prince? Okay, they just want to draw a card. That's reasonable. So we're going to stone here because we know there's new cards we're getting into. We know we have another shuffle coming up. And I just need to be using my mana. So there's the Terminus. So no. Can I get to a white source? The answer is no. That's okay. I knew this would happen at some point. We all did. We all knew. So if I did have something like a Chromatic Star chase, you're right, we could maybe do the Terminus thing. As it stands, I have to like spend a turn using map. Oh boy, this is awful. All right, let's put back the castle and no point in topping the Terminus. Maybe I gotta shuffle away like a Typhoon. That seems maybe okay. Maybe I'm supposed to put back Soul Snare. So this is gonna die. We float mana. Making a construct here is not all that important. It would just block the Witness. So we want the colorless mana instead, I think. Go get the second to last Brainstone. We're just kind of spinning our wheels here, and that is the issue with me playing too many of my Sagas early without us having our Cascade spell. Or not Cascade spell, sorry. Without having a belief in this draw. And we didn't cut any, right? Let me make sure we didn't cut any. We didn't cut any. We just haven't seen one. Maybe that's an argument for the playset. I don't know. Because I could have like cycled a Typhoon at this point and done that already. What their deck is doing is not powerful, but it's slow enough that I might have been able to get a Typhoon on the table, and they can't hit it with Skyclave. But yeah, we don't have another option besides map and crack it now and try to get our desperate white source on. Get our desperate white source on. Do we want to just grab Triome? I mean, does it need to be... It needs to be untapped, right? We actually... Well, so we do have all our Cryptics in. I can't really afford to shock, though. So I think I'm just going to go get exactly basic planes, because this game could come in hot. This could come in really tight for exactly lethal on their part to us. And I think I'm just going to play out the Soul Snare this turn. I mean, they have like a whole turn to just kill the Brainstone, right? But we learned. We're finally not playing the Saga. I mean, like, It made sense for me to play the first Saga. I think the second Saga, the turn that I played it was a mistake because I cut us. We'd be on 4 mana right now if I hadn't played it as soon as I had. Granted, if I don't have a different land to play this next turn. I just think that the blue-white decks are different when it comes to Saga, and I think I may have committed a grave game-losing mistake. Yeah, there goes my stone. A game-losing mistake. It's okay. We'll learn from it. We'll be 1-1 after this loss, I think. Yes, we'll be 1-1. They're discarding lands. No, Noble Hierarch. All right. So, how do I work towards... I mean, I think I do still play out a Saga. Unless I want Opt and Shark Typhoon. I mean, they're not going to attack with a Soul Herder finally because we represent Soul Snare on it. So that's good that we're checking the big Soul Herder. Like, we're really only taking 3, right? This next turn? Maybe it's not as bad as I'm rattling off. I think we get a Saga because the best thing I could maybe get is the 4th Brainstone, right? So I think I will play the Saga. And yeah, we'll just hope. We're representing like Academy Ruins put Glimpse the Unthinkable is later. Another one. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to Academy Ruins a stone. Because I'll have enough mana to activate the... Yeah, actually, I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, ending my Soul Snare? Maybe I'm just dead now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do have a Shark Typhoon block, but I don't know if that's going to resolve. Well, it will resolve. It's a cycling ability. We actually are more interested in trading it with the Witness, aren't we? Maybe not. It's okay. We learned a very valuable lesson, didn't we? Didn't we all learn a very valuable... I think I learned a valuable lesson. Oh, you know what? We could hit another Terminus. I just need a 1/1, right? They can't force this, which is what they were trying to do. I mean, like, I think what they have here is also force. So me finding Terminus doesn't even necessarily win. I think what they're sitting on is just a force. No Terminus. This would have been a white source earlier, too. So this isn't lethal. It's just nearly lethal. We have another look at Terminus here, but I assume they have the force negation that they're just sitting on. They showed us force last game. Academy seems pretty good. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, like, if I put Brainstone back on top... I was worried about this colorless source. We talked about it, too. I was like, I feel like we have too many colorless sources, guys, especially with, like, also West, also this, also that. Like, I know we're a single white deck, but I need that single white source. Okay, so there's a Soul Snare. That's not good enough. Almost. Well, actually, it might be. I mean, I don't think it is, right? Because I'm at 2, right? So I need to also block a Codal with a Shark. Well, I didn't go with Ruins back the Brainstone, did I? But I think that would have tapped us out too much because we already knew that we needed to do some interacting. I don't have white to play Soul Snare and also use it unless I had like a second base of planes and a white fetch here. So I think we're just dead. Yeah, it's Glimpse of Tomorrow, actually. I think it's they don't have force, and I have to get a Terminus off the top with like an Opt or something. Maybe we Opt now, because I can Shark Typhoon into a Terminus. Let's actually just Opt right now. Bottom, there's a counterspell. Too late. It's okay that we lost this. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm the reason we died, because I don't think it's necessarily our build. Like, we could have mulliganed a little bit more aggressively. We could have, I mean, the opener seemed fine, but it just didn't pan out. It stinks. You hate to see it, but I think, yeah. So play the island. I set us back too many times with playing my Sagas too aggressively. That one turn where I played the Saga when I think I did have another land choice, I think is what killed us this game. I do think that what's so awesome about these decks is that they're very rewarding for perfect play. The problem with these decks is you know, the Miracle Styles decks is you have to have perfect play. And again, like, I'm not saying I'm not capable of it, but like when you come to the end of your day and like the last thing you're doing is streaming, you know, it tends to show. Good games. And this is tough for us too, right? Because we want to be playing against the decks that aren't Bouncy Castle, that aren't like, where like when I sweep their creatures, it's not like they had a bunch of like value attached to them, right? Like we want to sweep up a board of Shadows, we want to sweep up a board of Infect, right? We want to, you know, I think we navigated it okay, except for that big mistake, right? I really do think I just played my second Saga too soon, and it just set us back for the rest of the game. And it's okay. It's a discipline. I'll learn from it. I think it's also helping me to realize that I don't think we need the Vantress. I feel like we have so much stuff to be doing. I thought that the Vantress was greedy at the time. I also do think that the Academy Ruins is greedy too, but I think I just want another fetch, honestly. There were a lot of turns where we or the first either I want a third Delta or just another blue fetch, or I want the first maybe just the first Great Glacial Fortress. What about a Mistfield Plains? Nah. I think I just want the first Glacial. This is a standby in a lot of blue-white lists. Like I think it's a little awkward in our deck with as many colorless sources as I have, but I think this is where we need to go. And it's okay. It's a prototype. We brewed this from scratch. We brewed this here. If you guys want to borrow more Brewed by the Magic Guide decks, you got to head to our Discord community. A lot of cool stuff going down there. Lots of interesting lists. We have a glimpse of... Everybody's been asking about the glimpse deck. I know it's in the title. We're going to work on it after this league. So this is you're trying to kill with Omnath. We're trying actually to do Manufacturer instead, which is a little different than this. Not too different, not too terribly different. There's pretty much two directions to go with the deck that we've heard about, which is, and I don't claim to be the original brewer of this concept. Sharktank, maybe not even that, because it's based on a legacy deck that I worked on in the past. So please don't be like, ooh, Bruce Spy's trying to take cred. No, I'm not. Like, decks are almost always these days with the internet a community effort. So yeah, it actually was a tireless Provisioner deck. Where we actually were thinking we wanted the mana from Provisioner more than the value that Tracker provides. This deck originally played like 3 copies of Spyro, but we're actually trying to make it a Manufacturer deck. Just make lots of permanents. Lovestruck's just here to make a token. Chancellor makes a token, but it's also the finisher. Wave Sifters make 2 tokens. You can suspend Glimpse on 2, but you don't typically want to do that. Sorry, this is also a tapped land. I haven't figured out the mana base for this thing yet, as you can see. Colony Garden is 2 permanents for Glimpse of Tomorrow. And then the kill is you just get lots of Omnath triggers. You use Goblin Dark Dwellers to recast the Glimpse. We make lots of stuff, keep glimpsing, and then hit a Chancellor. Exactly. No deck is yours. Well, I had a legacy deck that I thought was mine, and then some guy took it to a Star City event and didn't credit the stream. This happens. God, imagine if this deck could just play Dwarven Mines. I know, right? But I'm not salty about it. It definitely changed like my vision for the stream and like how do brewers, like what do brewers do? Like, okay, we're builders. We enjoy making decks, and other people take the decks and do well with them. I had a Wynota list that I was very flattered to see. This was a month ago. I had another person just take my full 75. They actually got the same record as me, which was really exciting to see. I don't think I'm necessarily a bad pilot. I don't think I'm a pro player. But I don't think I'm necessarily the worst pilot out there. But yeah, I don't see everything, right? I'm human as well. But I was actually very excited and flattered when I saw somebody else working with my Naya Wynota list. That was our Wynota castables. We played it in a modern prelim, and then they took it to the same record. What was it? It was our Naya Wynota value. Wynota castables? I think it was the really bad Fauna Shaman build too, or no, the Fauna's Invenge build, which is like so many iterations behind. Like I ended up into like version 5.2, version 5.7. So like, I think, yeah, this was the build that they got the same record with as we did. And I think it had like a lot of like suboptimal choices. Like I think the Reflecting Pool wasn't great. That's like a concession to the fact that in Naya you don't get a Triome. Just like lots of maybe questionable choices. I think Grace should have been in the main. Madness of the Moat was adorable. Just lots of like things that probably shouldn't have been. And then we ended up on the deck. I think in the end it looked like this. We also tried a general Rockerick build. This was like a Ragavan build. So we ended up being like, you know, using Trying Apprentice as kind of like the other season Spyro slot. We even had like gingerbreads going on. We had Pyre of Heroes in this thing at some point. I think the Rockerick build was kind of cool too. I do think that General Rockerick is pretty sweet. This is just a, obviously you can see I didn't finish the mana base. Whoops. We had an opponent not join and then I didn't join. Whoops. I was born ready. I'm almost done, Steve. We have like 1 or 2 more matches to go. I don't know for what. What is it? 9:30. We're gonna play a board game. You said 9 to 9:30, so I'm gonna play one more. We're so close. Mana Symbol, who has been playing a lot of different fun decks. Streamer Showdown. Shaolin Showdown. Sand is not great. It is a bunch of lands and a west and a companion, but this is a lot of land. And we're on the draw, so I think mulliganing is fine. Memes for more memes. Yeah, they play meme decks too, right? Keep. Put back the Watery. Shuffles really do matter with our Brainstones. I'm not going to turn 1 Saga, though, in this deck. Certainly not in this deck. We're all about that turn 2 Saga. All about that turn 2. And we'll learn from our mistakes against the mistakes I was making wasn't necessarily even just specific to that matchup. So they're going to Panza me out of this game, maybe? There's a belief. Ooh, and we have the Typhoon, too. Oh, boy. Oh, I want to suspend that now so bad. We do want blue mana, so actually I'll lead Scalding Tarn in case they are Panza. In case they want to Panza. They want to throw some calzones our way. Also, he kind of pioneered the Vel matches. Oh, I've watched him quite a bit, Drybor. Fellow brewer. A fellow brewer indeed. Let's see if our brew can do something, though. Ah. Raggy. I do not have a turn 1 answer. They get my Terminus. It's good information for him to know, right? You're not blood mooning me yet, are you, opponent? I mean, I have my colors. I don't need to get a duel. The only benefit to, and it's dashing, so like even a Terminus here wouldn't be great. I don't really want to cast it just to get an Arbor Elf, right? Like the only benefit to me going Hallowed Fountain instead, and it just makes me vulnerable to the potential of the Blood Moon in their hand. I think we just go another island. Changed my mind. So we can sit on a counterspell. It's probably correct. I don't need to just fire off the belief immediately. We do want to just cycle this Typhoon, though, if they play something that's not worth the counterspell, and set this up for the Resurgent Belief to reanimate it. I mean, if they dash Ragavan again, I probably would just counterspell it this second time. They're going to play out their Ragavan off their Treasure. Or they're going to dash it. Dashing it's correct, honestly, because we showed them a Terminus. So it sucks. Maybe I should have still just suspended the... or cycled the Shark Typhoon. Maybe this was wrong on my part. I'm sitting here being scared of a Blood Moon on my Saga, but maybe we should just let them have it? No. I'm so convinced that they're a form of Panza. They hit a Resurgent Belief, so now they're like, wait, what? 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 Alright. Well, drawing another counterspell makes me kind of want to sit on that, though. But we also do still have Cycle the Typhoon. You know what? We have a counterspell for their, we have a counterspell for their, Blood Moon. Let's just go for it. You think it's just a value pile? It might just be a value pile. Could be a value pile that plays Blood Moons. That's his shtick. We're value deck 2 of a different variety, right? I'm sure somebody somewhere is like, Bruce Ball, you have to counter that. Eh. I think I just want to go with sharks. Show me Lightning Bolt. Thanks for that follow, by the way. What guys? What guys? Sure. Suspend Resurgent Belief, sit on the counterspell. This Saga is going to go to the bin before the Resurgent comes off, right? Or did we time it wrong? It's okay. We're fine with just getting the Shark Typhoon. We were off by 1 turn maybe, but I don't really have the luxury to... Oh no, we haven't suspended it yet. Yes, we are going to get the Saga back. We just need to live long enough. We'll get back... Yep, that was the belief that they exiled on the Ragavan, actually. So we got 2 turns. We got to live 2 turns, folks. Can I live 2 turns in my blue-eye control deck thing? Can I live? Titania. I love it. Or Titan. Something big. We would love to draw a 4th land. Yeah, they're a Titania deck. I love it. I've been working on some Titania decks of my own. That was weird that they weren't letting me tap. Alright, Resurgent Belief. Countdown. Okay, what are we doing with our Saga? Are we making mana? I drew another Typhoon. That's bonkers. I could get that into the bin too. Maybe. I don't think I'm making Construct, right? We don't make a Construct. I make mana here, right? I know. We don't have our Cryptic. I know. Let's see, Titania. Is there anything I can do? I could get the Aether Bomb here. I already have a Brainstone in my hand. We got Shadow Spear to choose from. I've got Lantern. I could grab the Titania that's in their graveyard. I could grab the Brainstone. Or the Spell Bomb. This seems pretty safe to grab, actually. If I play out map... I could still cycle the Shark Typhoon. Well, we're going to get back this Saga, right? As long as this goes off, which it should. So what am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be playing Brainstone? Try to hit a land drop for this turn? Or should I... If I map and crack map, I still have 2 mana for Cycle Shark Typhoon. I think I'm going to map, actually. Because Brainstone might not hit. And I could be greedy and even just go get another Saga here. It's not that greedy because we're getting back another one. Oh no, we're going to have one. We don't want to have the second one on the table at the same time, I don't think. I mean, Academy Ruins is tempting because I have Brainstone and Spellbomb and all these things. We could just go get the Academy Ruins here. Like, I'm gonna get a Saga back next turn. This might be the spot for the Academy Ruins. If we want to be able to Cryptic, though, I need to go get a blue source. I do like making it so that Panza isn't... Or, sorry, that Blood Moon isn't a thing. I don't think they have it, though. It's another Titania. Titania casts Surin Orb. Oh, Glorybringer. Okay, that's acceptable. I can cycle this other Typhoon in response to the Resurgent Belief. Is it when you exert it deals 4 damage? It's creature, okay. Yeah, so they're just like a Panza build. Maybe we get the second Typhoon on the table, right? Honestly, I like getting Vantress. That's at the late game. There's an Opt. Cast this spell. Cast this spell. Ooh, I could Terminus them too. Oh no, I can't. I already drew a card. Yeah, never mind. We already drew a card. I already cycled into the... I mean, we can set up the Terminus is what I mean to say. Sorry, folks. I was like, ooh, a Terminus. Okay, alright. Put the Brainstone in... And like, I like how it accelerates the Saga. I make sharks, baby sharks, making the sharks. Go ahead. I mean, don't Titania combo, please, but other than that, I think we're happy. If it was proper Panza, we would have lost lands by now. Yes. Ooh, a Fury. Okay. So their hand is Dragon. That's their last card. I just set up the Terminus, right? I don't need to do anything fancy. Oh, the Overload. I don't know if they're also supposed to play the Glorybringer because, like, they've seen Terminus. We showed them Terminus. I guess they're trying to make us have it, right? I respect that. Put me to 7. This is a land drop that I kind of want. Prismatic's not all that great. What am I going to do? Prismatic Utopia? I guess I could, but I don't have second white, and I'm going to spend the white on the Terminus. Oops, I also just messed up and killed us. I mean, I didn't. I can Cryptic Command them and bias time to the... I'm also going down land. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, we can just go get a Brainstone. I'm so sorry though, folks. That was, you hate to see it. That was just a total brain fart moment. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's hilarious. I almost killed us accidentally. We have Cryptic Tap recovered. Yeah, but that's still like, what am I doing? What is life? What am I doing? I mean, yeah, maybe it is Cryptic Tap. I don't know. I could still Terminus them, couldn't I? Oh, for sure, Jade. It's awful. All right, let's see. So we could do Cryptic Tap, or I could still just Terminus them during their turn. I think I just set up the Terminus with this floating mana. I don't really want to give it up. Alright, let's not mess it up this time. The deck has been so kind to us. We can shuffle away some stuff. Good, 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 good. I actually don't really need another Typhoon. So that's what I'm going to shuffle away. Or no, we're not shuffling away anything. Actually, that's what I just put on top. Then my Terminus. Cool. I'll play my Hallowed Fountain tapped. Thank you very much. So I'm slowing down here to just realize the fact that I almost got us killed. Man. Yeah, Brainstorm opt. Man, that was not great. That was not great, folks. Oh, you know what? Something I noted earlier, one of my clicks actually went off wrong. Oh, they put Obosh. Yep. Oh, I wasn't showing you guys that they had an Obosh, did I? I don't think I showed you that they had one. Earlier, I did misstack one of my Brainstones, and it almost cost us. Just so you guys know. I hope that's not the case with what I just clicked. I mean, I'm pretty sure I clicked in the right order. I was very meticulous, and I was like, I'll do it even twice. Make sure that my next card is a Terminus. I guess it doesn't even matter because the opt has Scry on it, but like, top my library. Yes. My computer's also being a little slow. I wonder if that's some of what's happening. I'm almost tempted to spend our sideboard time rebooting Magic Online and closing some windows. Let me close some windows. Actually, let me just turn on. Let me just hang on. 1 second, folks. 1 second. We don't need the music. We don't need it. I think that was slowing my computer down a little bit. Cool. And let's sideboard first and submit, and then maybe reboot. Yeah, let's sideboard first, resubmit. I don't know. I mean, how about this? Only if the game starts to chug. All right, Celestial Purge seems great. Aether Gust seem great. Maybe snares. Do we want snares? Spell Bomb is okay. Lantern's unnecessary. They shouldn't have any graveyard stuff. Force because they're on the play? Maybe not. Because, I mean, they're a grindy deck. Prismatic, yes, hits their mana acceleration, but it doesn't hit the stuff that we actually care about, like their top end. Maybe I don't want the explosives even. Like, what are we afraid of? They're a Titania build, right? Do we want Spear, or maybe we don't bother? I don't know if it's... Are we going to be able to match them? I mean, surely they have some Blood Moons, right? I don't know. Maybe I can't cut the endings, but let's see. What were they doing? They had Titania. So do we want to be able to name Karn? Do we want to be able to name Torpor Orb? If they're showing me Titania, we know that Needle works. We bring it in. Most likely works. Reasonable chance it works. You think EE stays? Okay. Alright, let's rock. Let's do it. The snares are a little awkward, but in some places, but I think I'm going to play them. Maybe ending's still just what we want to be doing. All right. That was sweet. We reanimated 2 Typhoons. Maybe they're going to bring in Graveyard Hate. I feel like I would. Wouldn't you? Consider some Graveyard Hate? Maybe I should have brought in some stuff that fights Graveyard Hate. We got 15 minutes. And some change. This hand seems okay. If we had turn 1 EE last game, I don't think they were even close. Am I supposed to turn 1 the EE here? Speaking of which, I think I have to, right? Because they went rags. Yes, there's a potential of a terminus, so I'm kind of tempted to go get my basic planes. Like, basic planes, play explosives. I have Scalding Tarn. I know I shouldn't maybe just like spend my fetches so quickly since we're a Brainstone deck, but alright, EE on 1. Next up is Scalding Tarn. Maybe that was wrong because I could have played Vantress as my next land drop if I'd led Island. Kind of second guessing that line. Yes, they're going to accelerate with the Ragavan. Yes, it's wonderful. Yes, they get to Blood Moon me. Yes, maybe we're dead. It's okay. It's not like I'm going to function on single blue anyway. Show me the Blood Moon. I mean, we don't scoop immediately, but ooh, they might be tempted by the Brainstone instead. Well, no, you just Blood Moon us here if they have it instead of the Brainstone. Or even just like pillage my planes. All of these things are the Panza way. They are the way. Maybe I should have led either Spellbomb instead of the explosives, honestly. Because if they do, just nuke my planes. I mean, me doing this is like I'm saying I have a Celestial Purge, right? Maybe. Blood Moon. Pillage. Kiora combo. Oh yeah, this is the Kiora build of Titania. I've seen this list. I played against it myself. I think it's really cool, actually. Because Kiora is another way to wombo off, kind of, with Titania. And it just has a lot of synergy in the deck. They're considering if they want to untap and play something else. So they wanted to spend a... I might just want to make it so they can't use the Brainstone, I suppose. I would just crack this now, maybe. But then that gives them the opportunity to have another Ragavan. I don't think that that's really what they're going to spend their turn doing, is stoning. It's possible they may not even have a Blood Moon because of Titania. Yeah, that's true. I may just want to crack this stone now because they might use the Brainstone. I don't know if I care. I guess I do because they're at 4 cards left. But they could dash in a Ragavan, but I think it's correct to maybe kill off the stone too and not let them be able to activate it because they are going to have a lot of mana next turn. Well, I'm respecting the Blood Moon till we're sure. Till we're sure, I'm respecting it. It's a 2-for-1. We're up a game, so want to play quick. There's the moon. There's off the top the purge. Awesome. So I don't even have to take shock damage on my fountain. We could have an untapped Talaria West too. Deck is so kind to us. Deck so very kind. I'm still going to play the Spellbomb like this. I don't want them to know that I have the purge for the moon. I want them to do their turn like they would normally. Like we would otherwise. Bone Crusher. Draws him a card. Great synergy. Great deck. I do think the Kiora is actually really sweet in this, in the Titania Wombo build. I'd love to play that build of it, honestly. Hit this, not that. Have Cryptic if we want it. Resurgent Belief doesn't get me back anything just yet, but just you wait. It probably will. Alright, Vantress go. We're not in a terrible spot, folks. If we get to Snipe Moon, we might even just T-Wish Island. Yeah, I'd like to not need to worry about the Blood Moon, yes. I'll take a hit. I don't really want to bounce Bone Crusher because of the Kiora. They're missing land drops, but they keep using the Kiora to help them out. in that area. You know what's funny? It's very greedy, but I could counter bounce here, and it would maybe set them back. It's a little greedy. Target of a spell, so Soul Snare gets around the Bone Crusher-ness. Another Cryptic? Very tempting. We already have the thing I would probably go get with a Talaria West, other than maybe I could see us Talaria-ing for... go get a... you like counterbounce? Yeah. So I could just sit on the Cryptic, which is probably correct. But then we take more damage from the Bone Crusher. But maybe I just get to Aether Spellbomb the Bone Crusher if they miss a land. I'm tempted to like Talaria up a get something going, get like an Urza's. Like there is that line of go get Urza's. I think I'm just gonna sit on the Cryptic. I think that changed my line. I was thinking about like using Soul Snare to fight the Bone Crusher before we drew into the Cryptic, but now that we had the Cryptic, I kind of just wanna. I can Pithing Needle the Arbor Elf, which is funny. It should work because it's a activated ability. Do you guys like that? Go get Saga, get something going. I think we do absolutely want to get something going, and that's something that the Resurgent Belief could reanimate. Like we don't always hit the sharks just because I have a bunch of them, right? There's a playset of Arbor Elves in their deck. I mean, like Needle is turning off stuff. Go get the Saga. Confirm this works the way we want it to, right? Or does that count as a mana ability? You do it? I'm pretty sure, because Arbor Elf is not like make mana, it's untap things. I'm almost 90% sure. Wow, that's not the same deck we're playing at all. Upper 90s that's a fine play. I think that Arbor Elf is the exception. Yeah, because it's not a mana ability, exactly. It's not like makes mana, it's untapping of permanence. We might just play out the Soul Snare here. I don't think I'm cycling the Aether Spellbomb. I think I want to get this on the table, right? Yeah, it's not generating. And if we sack the Soul Snare, that's something else I can get back with the Belief. We're ready to suspend Belief now. Uh-oh, they hit third land. Am I just getting mooned here? We've countered 2 of them. Is this the 3rd Blood Moon? Make me a sad boy. I do think our next turn is just suspend Belief, make Construct. It'll be a 3/3 Construct. This Cura? That's not that scary. Attack me for 1, which is legitimate. So we do have a land drop. We take it. We suspend our Belief. Let's not forget about our companion. They have one too. I don't even think I necessarily want to make the Construct. They do have sorcery speed removal in their deck. I don't think I make the Construct just to block 1 damage here. I mean, it's tempting, right? Because we could lose by a margin, that small of a margin. There's the Bone Crusher. Okay. You do get to draw a card. Okay. Got 10 minutes and 23 seconds, folks. Oh, more things. This a bolt, maybe? Surgent Belief. Ooh, Gust isn't the worst. I think I have to consider making second construct here, which I will. Is this Shadow Spear time? Might be Shadow Spear time, folks. Whoops, or I accidentally clicked the wrong ability. We're still good. This means I won't have access to the Aethergeist. Attacking or blocking. So I can still get the Planeswalker off the table. Or I can just bomb the Giant. But I'm kind of just like, I just want to get rid of it. Oh no, it's attacking you. Yeah, so if we get rid of the Giant, we've got a kill on the Kiora for sure. I think I just want to make sure that she's dead, right? Shadow Spear, no Shadow Spear. Maybe that was wrong. Let's get rid of this engine. Opponent says good games. Good games, Mana Symbol. Fellow streamer. Good games indeed. Jeez, indeed. Fellow streamer. You hate to see it. I'm very glad we added the third Resurgent. I think that was a heads-up decision. I was actually going to go into this league with only 2 copies. I think the third Resurgent has been really good. Just having it a lot more often. He's not necessarily just scooping to the constructs, folks. He's scooping to the fact that we're getting back the... I did want to be able to spend the snare before this went off, but we just didn't have the opportunity. But I think even just getting back the Saga is good enough. Makes me almost wonder if there should be like a Crucible of Worlds. Like, I do wonder if there's like a... so we're 2-1. I do wonder if there's just like a... I mean, I do think that Resurgent is a really cool way to bring back... the Sagas, and we're doing something else powerful besides just get this card back, which is the Shark Typhoons. This deck is like sweet. I think this is something cool that we've figured out. I did promise my friend that we were going to play games, and it is a little bit past 9:37, so I'm going to call it quits. But I appreciate you guys. Let me show you this deck briefly, and then give you a screenshot. I do put my decks up on our Discord. You can also find them in the Stream Decker app. Just search Bruce by the Magic Guy. Thank you guys for coming. This has been a really, really fun stream. This deck was something I was working on a bit in secret, but it's time to share it with the world. And I'm sure somebody else out there, there's so many human beings on the planet that are interested in Magic than me. I'm sure there's going to be more lists popping up. I have seen Saga lists that are not doing Terminus. I've seen Saga lists that do Terminus. I haven't seen a Resurgent Belief blue-white control yet, but I think it's going to be potentially a thing. I do think this is a very powerful engine. I do think it's worth getting a little bit more colorless with our mana base. I think the Cryptics are the greediest. The Cryptics and the Counterspells are the greediest cards in my deck, period. Right, because we've got quite a few colorless sources now, but I think adding the Glacial Fortress will help. What about Hall of Heliod's? Yeah. We could do something like that, Dry. We could. I'm not going to, but we could. So I'm sorry that we didn't get through the league to do the other deck yet, but hit that follow button if you haven't, or if you're on YouTube, ring the bell, right? Subscribe, because we're going to be doing this deck next stream. After we'll finish up Sharktank, right? Oh, let me make sure I don't think the leagues end anytime soon. League closes July 7th. I'm going to stream way before then. We're good. Next stream might be even as early as Saturday. My weekend streams are the optional streams, so we're trying to do Monday Modern and Thursday Theory. Today was just I had an extra day to stream, so I did. So today was almost a bonus stream in and of itself. This deck is spicy. I am excited to play it. It's a spicy take. It's a spicy deck right here. It's a spicy list we're working on here. And I don't take any sort of... This wasn't like something, ooh, Bruce By worked on this one in secret too. No, this was... I saw another streamer from, I don't know, Poland. I know he's... it's Sodek, right? I think he's Polish. But there was another streamer that was doing this, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And they actually pulled the list maybe from from MTGO username TCG Gaming. But this is a spice and a half. We're trying to add maybe some Love Strucks. We want some more early game permanents, right? So Chancellor and Love Struck, these are ways to generate that. They were doing Chancellor, but we're trying Love Struck, and we're trying a different engine than they are. We're thinking that maybe just some sort of academy manufacturer nonsense might be a way for us to just generate lots and lots and lots more permanents and go off with the Glimpse. The Goblin Dark Dwellers are here because they get to recast the Glimpse, so you go off and go off and go off. And the Omnaths will generate mana, gain us life, and also deal our opponents damage directly as we go off. The deck is weak to Teferi. I noticed that in one of the matches that Sodek played, so I added a couple of Brazen Borrowers to the sideboard. These are even main deckable, I feel like. I added some Vendilion Clicks. I'm trying to find permanent ways for us to deal with different decks. So everything except like the Anger and the Dead and Gone in my sideboard, everything else, they're all permanents, right? Because Glimpse of Tomorrow only hits permanents. If you hit spells, it's a whiff, essentially. What do you guys think of this spicy take? I'm going to put this also in the Discord. And I want to go ahead and host us over to another stream. Yeah, Shark Tank, guys. Shark Tank. I think there's something here. I don't think the Kahira was necessary. We grabbed it once so far, and we used it. We wanted to like carry a spear or something. No, we didn't. We had spear in, but we didn't go get spear. It was against our infect player from round 1. Beast Within. Yeah, Beast Within's another way to do it. My problem with Beast Within is that it was a spell, so I was on the fence between something like Beast or something like Borrower, because I do want permanence, because the deck just doesn't work if we are too spell dense. I'm even concerned about the Anger and the I'm even concerned about Anger and Dead and Gone. We might just want the playset of Fury, because that's the thing is, like, as you add spells to the deck, we do have a few spells already in the deck, right? It's these 7, right? So you actually, if you hit one of these, you actually go down in the number of lands and permanents that you have when you hit that 7. So you do want to just be like mono permanents, if possible. So I think I'd like to start there, and then if we're like, okay, we need Angers, we need Dead and Gones, whatever, right? That's fine. We can start to do that sort of a thing, but I'm not there yet. Maybe I'm not there yet. But I do see what you're saying, King Magic, because yes, Beast Within is a very common inclusion for these kind of like green-based cascadey decks. Unlike Living End, we don't take the token away, but we also, our deck doesn't really care about them having a token, right, as we go crazy. Yeah, we don't really care about them having a, we don't really care. So I do think a tireless build is interesting, right? Provisioners and trackers and manufacturers. I do think this is a very interesting take on the deck. This was suggested by some of you guys. So we'll play this next stream. So seriously, consider hitting that follow. I do understand some of you might be more on the lurker or introverted spectrum. Go ahead and hit that follow after I've raided us over to another stream. I understand. I get it. But I will... I was trying to curve Shark Tank, actually, because I wanted to put a picture of it up. Man, I really like this list. This just really speaks to me. Like, we're playing this dirtily control deck that also just has this such a stupid whoops we win. I mean, granted, like, the blue-white decks of the format already have, like, some really powerful walkers. I'm not saying this is better, but man, this is fun to just make armies and armies of sharks. I've really enjoyed this deck. Enjoyed brewing it with you guys, and I appreciate all the card suggestions and certainly Bruce by decks. They're not exclusively mine, right? They're a community effort, and I do appreciate you guys taking part in helping this come to fruition. I'm going to go play a sweet board game with my dear friend Steve. We're playing Mercs, if you guys have ever heard of it. Mercs, which is short for mercenaries. It's like year 2050 or something, and there's these global organizations, and they're corrupt, and different missions are going on. It's a cool little tabletop game. Kind of makes me think of Infinity a little bit, if you guys have played those games, or even like tabletop Warhammer, 40K, that kind of a feel, a little bit. And it's cooperative. Actually, I'll screenshot this for you guys too in the chat. If you're not going to hop on the Discord, I understand. Not everybody uses Discord. Yeah, glad that we went with the third Resurgent Belief, because I think we do just want to do the powerful thing more consistently. And we're giving up some really important cards in the blue-white archetype. I do realize that too. Like, we're not playing snaps because our spell count is kind of wacko. We're not playing Archmage's Charms because triple blue is just laughable. I think double blue is already hard enough. Triple blue for Cryptic is also tough, but there you go, guys. So I do think that there's merit to that. But anyways, thank you so much for supporting the stream. Thank you so much for all the recent subs. And Ravenclaw, thank you for the donations so that we could even play this Sharktank deck in a league. Thank you so much for those tickets, brother. And hopefully I'll see you guys on more streams. Let's go find another streamer. Let's go find another stream to raid, shall we? Got to spread the love. Yes, be looking forward to tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean tomorrow evening, as in late Saturday, if at all. I think I might be able to do a late Saturday stream as well. We've been trying to get the stream back up and running. So many 3-drops in this deck. So I've been at it. We've been streaming up a storm lately, trying to get us back on track. Milestones and such, but just also, you guys know that I just love doing it and enjoying it, so I think it's okay if those two are together. These are 1-drops. Actually, let's put these back up over here. Like, the deck really does curve much more like this. Chancellors are kind of not being cast. Alright, so Mana Symbol. Let's go host over to Mana Symbol. I do want you guys to see from the other perspective. Let's go raid over to Mana Symbol, our dear friend. I'll see you guys on the next Brew Spy, the Magic Guy. Have a nice night, guys. Hit that button. Hit that button. Let's raid. Let's do it. Let's go say hi to Mana Symbol. Hit the button. Guys, hit the button. Hit the button. So let's go say hi to Mana Symbol. Let's do it. Hit the button. All right, 20 of us. Let's do it.